start?
So I think if I could request everyone to please go on mute for the time being and unmute as needed. I think we're live at the moment. Per Keshav, welcome everyone. Good morning, good evening, possibly good night to many folks in several parts of the world. Welcome all of you on this wonderful day, in celebration of the International Day of Disabled Persons. We've put together this really wonderful event, Wings Unlimited. And, we'd like to get started with an introduction to our initiative. The internet and the virtual environment has brought everyone together. But at the same time, if we have any technological glitches, I want to apologize for it right at the beginning. So Lakshmi, should we get started?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to share my desktop. Please let me know if you're able to see it.
No idea.
Yeah.
Are you able to see it, Lakshmi?
Yeah, we can.
So, the way we're going to kind of do this is, I also want to make sure we are on, everyone's able to see the PowerPoint and the speaker view. What are you seeing at this point? Are you able to see the PowerPoint?
We are able to see your desktop.
Okay, wonderful. So a quick introduction to our initiative. So Lakshmi and I will sort of go back and forth, giving our perspectives on the initiative. But welcome all to the Wings Unlimited edition, the first edition of our flagship event for Artabilities for All. Artabilities for All is an initiative between California nonprofit SciArtsRus and Lakshmi's organization, Inclusion Beyond Abilities Trust in India. I'm going to turn it over to Lakshmi first to speak a little bit about IBAT, and then she'll turn it back to me, and then we'll give a little more details on A4A and Wings Unlimited. Over to you, Lakshmi.
Thank you, Ranjani. Greetings of the day and a warm welcome to all our dignitaries, differently abled artist friends, our sponsors, Ishita Media, and to all our viewers across the globe. Okay, December 3rd is going to be indelibly inked for me for more than one reason. It was exactly last year on the same date that my own NGO, Inclusion Beyond Abilities Trust, was launched. And today we are going to be inaugurating Wings Unlimited, flagship event of Artabilities for All. I've been volunteering in this space for over now 20 years, putting on different caps and working on various projects with NGOs across India, trying to empower the PWD. The longest association, of course, has been with National Association for the Blind, and I'm still on their board now. And I think I would be right to say it was due to the encouragement given by the then the Director for Disabilities that I decided to start IBAT. IBAT was started with two missions. One, to bring in inclusion in wellness and recreational space, and two, to give occasional training and facilitate setting up production unit in rural Karnataka for generating self-employment opportunities. Well, the wellness activities have taken off well, that even during the devastating pandemic, we are doing online workshops. Although the vocational training initiative has inevitably hit the pause button, but we are hoping that we would push the play button soon after the much awaited vaccination. The launch of IBAT marked the beginning of expansion of my family, which is now spreading its wings from Karnataka to other states of India like Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. But little did I expect when I first spoke to Ranjani, my partner on the global initiative Artabilities for All, that the family would expand beyond the frontiers of India and to mark and to get a global status, and that too within 1 year of IBAT being launched. And thank you, Ranjani, for having the trust in me and wanting to collaborate with my NGO IBAT. And August 24, I think, was the first time when Ranjani and myself spoke. And unbelievably, within less than a month, we launched our joint venture, Artabilities for All, to showcase the talents of PWD across the globe. And trust us, there has been no looking back ever since. It has been, the response has been so overwhelming to the extent of giving us the confidence to do this unique first of its kind international festival for the differently abled artists, spanning over 5 days and showcasing artists from 8 countries in 4 continents. And about which I think Ranjini will talk to you all about our initiative soon. And I truly believe that if you have the passion and the intensity of your intention is high, that anything, then anything is possible. With this short intro, I now welcome you all once again to our flagship event of A4A. But before I hand it over to Ranjini, I would like to say by saying, for me, the differently able persons are true and living symbols of positive life. I learn from them, and they teach me what is gratitude, and I get inspired just being with them. Over to you, Ranjini.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Before I get started, I just wanted to ask everybody if they're able to see the screen with our logo. Is it gallery view? Keshav, can you help me out? Do you know what view we're at the moment seeing?
You're in share screen. I think
What is the screen
Lakshmi,
that people are able to
Lakshmi
see? I
sharing the
just want to
screen.
make sure that the screen is visible to people.
Yeah,
The PowerPoint.
Your desktop is visible to me.
yeah, desktop, full desktop.
But are you able to see the Wings Unlimited, Lakshmi?
And so we can
No.
see the thing
Oh,
behind you.
Okay, hold on.
uh, you can
Let me
That's
also
just
better.
share again. Hold on a second. How about now?
Yeah, now we can.
That's a lot better.
that's fine.
Okay, excellent. So thank you, Lakshmi, for the introduction. So I kind of wanted to take a few minutes to talk about SciArtsRus. So I'm from California in the United States, and SciArtsRus is a nonprofit based out of here in California. It's a 501c3. And my background is actually a little different from Lakshmi's. I'm a scientist by training. I used to be in the corporate industry for the longest time, but my passion for both science and arts, had me register this nonprofit about a year ago. And the main purpose of our nonprofit was, the attempt is to try to provide educational opportunities as well as science and arts educational opportunities accessible, and accessibility being defined, context based accessibility. And one of it, that I'm very passionate about as well is in making science, arts, and music accessible to the disabled community. And so while, I was in the process of, implementing some of these programs via SciArtsRus, I got in touch with Lakshmi, and we both, got to talking, because of the passion that we both shared for the arts. We said that, maybe it's time that we started, an initiative, like an online platform at the moment due to the pandemic, where we provide like an exclusive online platform for arts in the disabled community. And that's how the Artabilities for All initiative was born. And like Lakshmi said, it was launched on September 21st on World Peace Day. And since then, we've been featuring several artists every week around the world. And we've also basically, collaborated with our social media partner, Ishita Media, Keshav. We've done a couple of events with Rotary. And, on the occasion of World Disability Day or the International Day of Disabled Persons, Lakshmi and I wanted to commemorate that with our flagship event, Wings Unlimited. And so we're very excited to have everyone here today on this platform. We have people from, 8 countries, 4 different continents. We have more than 45 artists this time that we're featuring. And so we are very excited. We want to thank every single person, the artists, and all the guests of honor who have, come here today. Lakshmi, do you mind please admitting the folks that are entering the room?
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. Don't worry.
So for some reason, I don't know if there's a little line that I'm seeing on my PowerPoint. I don't know if everybody is seeing that as well, or you're just seeing a clear screen.
Yeah.
There's a line, a squiggly line.
Yeah, I don't know where that line's coming from, but hold on a second. Let me reshare.
Can you see Sean from the hello? No.
Yeah, can you see the screen now?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay, so
Are you talking to me? Right.
so this basically the slide just summarizes, what the
No,
vision
it's
for Artabilities for All is. Basically, like we were mentioning, we want to have a sustainable, global, inclusive, visual and performing arts platform for artists with disabilities. So, in that sense, we know we want to make arts accessible. We want to provide education and performance opportunities, livelihood, a medium of expression, leverage mentorship for our artists who need the mentorship to translate their raw talent into something a little bit more on a professional capacity. Leverage sustainable resources, to continue supporting this platform. And of course, eventually to promote inclusivity, diversity, and cross-pollination. Lakshmi, I know you wanted to speak to some of these points a little more in detail, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Ranjani. I just wanted to talk more a little more about the livelihood and the mentoring part of it. Yes, this Artabilities for All A4A was launched to showcase the talents of the differently able artists. While that is the mission, but we wanted to go beyond that. I mean, make it into a livelihood for them. See if we can, get them the livelihood opportunity by getting them the attention. One is that, and then the other one is, a lot of these differently able artists, they have their talent, and when they showcase their talent, they need. I mean, there are some artists who will need to be. They have taken this as a profession, which needs to be fine tuned. So we have been talking to a lot of senior artists in their chosen profession, and they have come forward wanting to mentor these differently able artists so that they turn out to be professions in their chosen art. Like for instance, we are having on our India Day Margari Matram, where we are going to be having a differently able, the visually impaired artists singing Carnatic music. So when we spoke about this to very senior musicians in this field, they were too happy to be supporting us, and they would want to take them under their wings, train them, and give them the mentorship. While at it, the livelihood part of it, I mean, we are happy to say that post our launch, a few of our differently able artists have been getting some source of income by their performances. And then when we partnered with another Rotary, then where our visually impaired, singers, uh, they got some income. I'm also happy to say that Shushila Kandasamy, one of our visual artists, whom we launched on our launch day, her talent has been spotted by a very reputed artist, and he is going to be buying two of her arts and put it up in his gallery, and going to be sharing her work. I think these are all. I think we are this. All these indicates that we are on the right track. And so, besides the visibility, the livelihood part and the mentoring part is also being taken care, and it is taking shape. Over to you, Ranjani.
Thank you, Lakshmi. I just wanted to put things in perspective that the launch happened only in September. So we're really only 2.5 months old. And, it feels like, Lakshmi and I have known each other for a while. So we're very excited. This slide, we want to quickly summarize essentially some of our, accomplishments over the last few months. The picture pretty much summarizes all the artists we've even featured in just the last 2.5 months. We launched on September 21st. We've launched artists in partnership events with Rotary Meridian and Ishita Media. we've been able to submit 5 of our visual artists for the United Nations competition with UNESCO, Shine Your Light, Talent Unbound, and very happy to say Nicholas Manzi from Rwanda, Africa. I don't know if he's there on our Zoom meeting today. A hearing impaired artist was one of the winners of this contest from over 50 submissions. And we've been able to feature these artists across the globe in Artists of the Week. We've created a workshop series beginning with the first one, Crochet with Kelly Coleman. You know, Kelly Coleman has pretty much been our A4A ambassador since the beginning. And then, you know, we've launched Wings Unlimited, and we hope to continue to do this, you know, in a big way and scale up. And overall, in the last 2.5 months, we've been able to feature over 60 artists, and we could not do this, you know, without the support of the artists and all our well-wishers. So thank you again. And Lakshmi, if there's any of these aspects, I know you wanted to talk in detail, feel free to take it away.
No. I think you've been covered all the points. Well.
Okay. So I wanted to, you know, quickly thank our corporate sponsors, you know, supporting our passion, and all our friends and family who've supported us throughout the way as well. And, you know, definitely last but not the least, we have to thank our social media partners, especially Keshav from Ishita Media. He has been behind us right from the beginning, you know, providing incredible support. And, you know, in this online space, you know, there's a lot of viewership, you know, globally, we can launch anybody from anywhere pretty much. And, you know, you'll see some examples of that when we introduce our artists in the Tokyo Tamil TV and the Tokyo Tamil Sangam as well. And, you know, finally, this slide, you know, brings us to today's event. And we will, you know, get started with the introduction without further ado. Lakshmi, I'll turn it over to you, and depending on who the guests are that you want to order, you know, in the order in which you want to introduce, I'll let you do that. And I know it's very late in India right now, so we may want to start with the Indian time zone first.
Yeah, before that, Ranjini, I thought we could, you know, if you could just, introduce all our dignitaries who have joined us, and then I would go to, then let each, we can ask the dignitaries to then start.
Sure, yeah, we can definitely do that. I'm going to admit a couple of people who have joined. So I think I'm just going to go through and ask. I think Council Member Engler is not here just yet. We have Council Member Tony Tremblay from Camarillo, California. I wonder if, I think Senator Isaac Moara is here as well. Welcome, Senator. Very nice to meet you. He is our Senator for Persons with Disabilities, Speakers Panel, Member Chairman, Ask Founding Chair, Kadipa. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm also very happy to be here. And thank you, Lakshmi, for inviting me. I was very surprised to get the invitation from India. Hello, are we in one meeting?
Welcome, Senator. Yeah, we will just,
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So,
sorry, go ahead.
Am I supposed to make my comments now?
No, so we are just coming to you.
Yeah,
give us a minute. We are coming to you.
Let's make a quick introduction of our dignitaries, and then Lakshmi.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Senator. Then we have Mr. George Abraham. He's the founder of SCORE Foundation, motivational speaker and disability activist. Welcome, Mr. George Abraham. And then we also have Alison Walker, artist, television presenter, speaker, gig, and arts charity patron from the UK. And we also welcome Alison and welcome Sally. And we also have Kalaimamuni Ms. Baladevi Chandrasekhar. She's the founder, visionary, and artistic director at SNAPA Academy of Performing Arts. Welcome, Ms. Baladevi Chandrasekhar. Thank you for joining us today. And we also have Mr. Peter Hull, who is an athlete and a Paralympic gold medalist who has also joined us today. to provide his perspectives, in the art and disability space, and draw some parallels between the two. Thank you so much, Peter, for joining us today. I think I haven't missed anyone.
Yeah.
I know Ms.
Yeah, no,
Shashikala.
no, sorry to interrupt you, Ranjini. We also have Mrs. Suman Venkatesh ji, who will be
Right.
representing Honorable Minister for Disabilities, Sarah Kanike from Uganda. So
Right.
she is going to be representing the minister.
So, Lakshmi, before we get started with all our dignitaries, and their address, I wanted to request everyone to please turn off your video if possible. And except for Ms. Sushila Joseph, our ASL interpreter, and the speaker, we would appreciate if everyone else could turn off the video, because we'd like our hearing impaired friends to be able to benefit from our interpreter. I'll give the cue in just a minute. If someone can tell me what the view looks like when they start speaking, I'm going to be pinning Ms. Sushila Joseph. Keshav, could you please possibly tell me what the view is at the moment? Are you able to see Ms. Sushila Joseph?
Gallery view. Okay, it's in gallery view.
Okay, it's because mine is on speaker at the moment.
No, you have to, because you have to control. Okay, let's just a sec. Let me see.
Yeah. We're trying to have only Ms. Sushila and our guests or a speaker on the view at the moment.
Then what I'll do, I'll just unpin this. Okay, I think I'll stop video for others if they're not stopping.
Yeah. So I just want to double check that this is working. I apologize, everyone. The technology challenges sometimes are difficult, but we definitely want to have Ms. Sushila's interpretation available to our friends.
So who is going to be speaking now?
Yeah, so I think
I shall. Yeah.
Stop. Okay.
Oh, can I?
Yeah. No, you can.
Okay. Thank you, Ranjini, once again. Honorable Minister for Women and Child Development, Empowerment of Differently Abled and Senior Citizens, Government of Karnataka, Srimati Shakuntala Anna Sahab Jole had consented to be, part of this event. However, ma'am's peers just, conveyed the message to us that ma'am is held up in our earlier meeting, which is still in progress. And I think we have ma'am's secretary here, Mr. Mahesh, who will convey ma'am's message to us. Mr. Mahesh, are you here?
So you can turn on your video. Okay, you can turn on you.
Mr. Mahesh?
I don't think he's there, Lakshmi. I don't see Mr. Mahesh at the moment.
Okay. I mean, she had also sent a message, wishing all the best to the artists and to the organizers. We hope ma'am is able to join us a little later, if possible. So then we go on to our next guest of honor. It is my pleasure to welcome Mr. George Abraham. I've known Mr. George for quite a long time now. And Mr. George Abraham is a disability activist and CEO of a Delhi-based NGO, SCORE Foundation. He is also the founding chairman of World Blind Cricket Council. George is passionate about including blind and visually impaired citizens into the mainstream. SCORE Foundation was established to work towards altering people's mindset towards visual impairment and helping them recognize the potential and possibilities of living life with blindness. Mr. George's SCORE Foundation launched Project IBAT, a single-stop knowledge resource on living a life with blindness. IBAT shares information, connects people with resources, and helps fight discrimination. After a successful career with India's top advertising films, Ogilvy and Mather, and advertising and sales promotion company for nearly 10 years, He is now a social entrepreneur, an inspirational speaker, and a communicator. Not only did he work towards changing the popular perception about the visually impaired, but as a founding chairman of the World Blind Cricket Council, he also conceived and organized the first World Cup for the blind in 1998 to not just encourage them to have self belief, but to give wings to their dreams. Precisely that is what our mission is also, Mr.
Lakshmi, you want me to speak? Hello.
Hello, I think we lost Lakshmi for a minute, Mr. Abraham, but I think please go ahead. I think she's made a lovely introduction. Lakshmi, are you there? Maybe we'll turn it over to you, Mr. Abraham, if that's okay.
Yeah, all right. As Lakshmi put it, 30 years ago, I was at a similar situation when I had a dream of a global sport in cricket for the blind. As you know, cricket is a mania in India and many of the Commonwealth countries. And when Lakshmi told me about this particular Wings for All movement and this particular festival, I was delighted to be part of this because number one, I see this, like cricket, actually providing the disabled people, the artists, an opportunity to express themselves, to be seen as performers, and to be seen as people with aspiration, seen with people who have the discipline to train and to perform at the highest level and excel. That was the dream that I had when I launched Cricket for the Blind. And I think this particular movement, and as you rightly said, when you were introducing another guest who is involved with Paralympics and sport, you're right on the dot. There is a very, very significant parallel. And I think this movement will go a long way in changing perspectives, changing attitudes. And I think one of the problems that we face is we don't see too many people with disability in the mainstream. And I think this movement will give people with disability, artists with disability, the confidence to actually perform on the mainstream platforms. And in the process, over time, make the change in terms of attitude. So this is a delightful project that you've taken up, a delightful movement and a campaign which will not only provide wings to these artists, but also swing the way people think about disability and people with disability. So I wish the two of you the very best. I wish the artists the very best. And may this festival create the kind of impact that you people have dreamt of. Wish you the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, George, for your kind words. Thank you so much. Very encouraging. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abraham. So Lakshmi, do you want to introduce our next?
Yeah. I think now I take the pleasure of introducing our dignitaries from Africa. We are delighted to have Honorable Senator Dr. Isaac here with us. Jambo Senator, habari gani?
Mzuri sana, mzuri sana.
Thank you. Okay. Moara Isaac was a Kenyan politician, a disability advocate, and currently a nominated senator in the Kenya Senate, representing persons with disabilities. He is the first member of the parliament in Kenya with albinism. Already Senator has worked in different organizations, both nationally and internationally. In 2004, while still a university student and aged for 22 years, he was appointed as a board director to the National Council for the Persons with Disabilities, making him the first youngest board member in Kenya. After graduating from Kenyatta University in 2006, Senator worked as the regional program coordinator with African Union of the Blind, as well as a program officer and program manager with United Disabled People of Kenya and Kenya Society for the Blind, respectively. He then joined National Council for Persons with Disabilities, NCPWD, as a head of communications and public relations before rising to the position of Deputy Director of Programs in the state agency. He left the council in 2000 and joined SciArtsRus Civic Education Program as a program officer in charge of the National Civic Education Program. He joined voluntary services overseas and worked as a program development advisor on human rights-based approach in Papua New Guinea before getting back to Kenya to work as a senior advisor on special interest groups to the former Prime Minister of Kenya. He hails from Kayampu country and has a bachelor's degree in special education, French studies, and Japanese from Kenyatta University. Additionally, he has 2 master's degrees, Masters in Arts in Development Studies from Nelson Mandela Metropolitan. George has distinguished himself as a brilliant debater, both in Parliament and on the media, and has been rated as one of the best performing members of Parliament. He is fluent in English, French, Swahili, Kikuyu, and is an author of the book, A Discourse of Human Rights, Disability and Development in Kenya. Thank you once again, Dr. Senator Isaac, and we would like to have you, speak a few words and encourage us. Over to you.
Thank you very much. What a wonderful introduction. Whoever did my research did a very good job, because I was never asked to give my CV. Just also to say that I also serve as a member of the Speakers Panel in the Kenyan Senate. That is to mean I also preside over the Senate. And also I founded the Kenya Disability Parliamentary Association, which is an association of members of Parliament with disabilities, the first ever in this country. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely excited to speak to you today from Kenya to India. I've never been to India, and I hope I will come someday because it's a great country. I have very good friends of mine who actually we've gone to school. Like I have my good friend Bikrama Mohapatra, who we went to school at the University of Leeds in England, and of course a lot of associations that we have had. Today being the International Disability Day, we've just come from having a talk about career development in my former university, Kenyatta University, with the bank, trying to link persons with disabilities in employment. It's something that I've done, and my office continues to link persons with disabilities into employment, because that's the best way to actually encourage, self-reliance, and it's the best way to actually distribute, wealth, and to show that persons with disabilities indeed can actually add value to people's lives. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to confess that there is a competition between what model of disability applies to any given jurisdiction. Many places across the world have what you call individual relational models. It's me versus you. I mean, if it is Isaac Mwaura against people who don't have albinism, then albinism stands out. But then also, if it's about Isaac Mwaura and somebody on a wheelchair, what then is a correlation? Eventually, this model does not work because it cannot really have a general impersonal application of public policy with regards to addressing the systemic issue. Goffman, a great sociologist, talking about people's, identities, talks about disability as a master status. That is what people see, and that's how you are judged according, to the eyes of the seer. Just like the camera is taught to see, things in a certain way, and so are people. And the bias, discrimination, and negative attitudes against persons with disabilities are something that has existed for thousands of years. And if you are to locate then the social model of disability, which I subscribe to, which then defines disability as an impairment, as a confluence of impairments, and there could be as many as there are individuals, and which are as a result of injury, illness, or congenital condition on one hand, but also various barriers majorly environmental and attitudinal, and particularly environmental, in terms of the natural or the built environment. It therefore follows without saying that then it is a social construct. And therefore, it being a social construct, within our work, for those of us who want to mainstream persons with disabilities, is to actually deconstruct those constructs, those notions, those nuances, that consensus of society that seeks to marginalize people who may seem to be not very helpful to society. When we talk about disability being inability, is not disability not being inability, disability is not inability. It's like an oxymoron, because in the name, in the nomenclature, disability itself is not being able to do. So trying to make people to understand that those who look like they can't do something, that they can do it, is really a Herculean task. So yes, I see ourselves as like people in a deconstruction site, and it is not going to be easy, because then I see that then we need to use the arts like this festival to speak to the hearts and the minds of people in order to change their attitudes. I have done that using Mr. and Miss Albinism, for example, that I started in 2016. It has since gone to over 10 countries in Africa, and this year we thought we would have done the Albinism Festival for Africa, and then eventually a global one, but then of course COVID came in. We are talking about creating, accessible workplaces, so that then people can see the value of people going to school. As Horace Mann said, education is indeed a great equalizer. So how do we make sure that then children with disabilities, who, like in my country, Kenya, are missing out of the equation, are able to access, a school? Because we have an enrollment of about 8 million learners as pupils with disabilities. Kenya has got 47.5 million people, so 8 million. I know India is a big economy, is over a billion plus people. We follow closely, there as Africa, after China, and I hope, just on a light touch, that India and Africa are actually competing to be the eighth continent. India as a subcontinent in the 21st century, because China has taken up, after the British Empire, with the crown jewel being India. So I think the issue there that then we are talking about is then how do we make it matter that persons with disabilities can also be seen to be contributors to the development of the world as we move to the fourth industrial revolution. So it calls for the basics. And for us in developing countries, we have a big challenge, because we are neither traditional as we tend to think. We can only reconstruct that, because we cannot go back to pre-colonial times. Neither are we really modern. In fact, we face a challenge of urbanization without development, modernization without development. That's why you have physical infrastructures that are not accessible to those with mobility difficulties. But going forward, I think it can be done, because we have already have very good normative frameworks. I think we are also dealing with the issue of lack of the reliable data for persons with disabilities. We've just had a census in Kenya, which has postulated that severe disabilities, the traditional, views of disability, or people who are seen to be disabled, are about 918,000, but also 4.2 million. That is about 8.8% of the population, which seems to confirm, the 10% of the World Health Organization. So yes, we are going there. And of course, people with disabilities were counted for the first time, and we are just trying to make a monograph out of it. So it's about how we actually use the various tools and avenues, including personal relations, in order to ensure that we sit at the tables that matter and make the decisions that we have. I was born with albinism, and I had a dream that one day I'll be a member of parliament. It actually has come to pass. I've been in parliament now, this is my 8th year. And that has inspired millions of Kenyans to believe that we too can. In fact, I was just reading about 2 days ago about some people who are criticizing me online because of making certain political statements. But then somebody came up to my defense who I didn't know and said, actually, Isaac Mwaura has made us to see people with albinism that they too can actually, live like us. They can marry. They can actually go to school. They're intelligent. They can also make mistakes. And I think that is the essence of normalizing disability. I must confess that with the strong religious backgrounds where disability is equated to sickness, or rather, on the other hand, people are told that they can only be blessed by helping working people with disabilities, then we are caught in between those two worlds of being seen to be useless and not very usable, but also at the same time as objects of charity. So our work, therefore, is to continuously prove and provide narratives to the contrary and to break the glass ceilings that actually exist in society. Now, that is easily said and done. It calls for a collegiate effort of a coterie of stakeholders. It also calls for the confluence of eclectic engagements of various disciplines. And so it is both an intellectual and artistic and, of course, a basic endeavor, so that then we also marry between what is and what ought to be. And what do I mean by this? That we should be able to answer to the immediate needs of somebody in a village needing a wheelchair, or somebody, not being able to use sunscreen in the hot southern sun, or somebody not having a white cane. The immediate needs as such, and they may actually bow down the charity, but that is what is required. It may have the problem of having, landed helplessness, which is a general problem of development. But as a great scholar, Amartya Sen, says that development is freedom. So it's about giving people choices, people with disabilities choices, so that they are able to know what is it that they are supposed to do, and as a right for that matter, not just as a preference. But on the other hand, it's also to make long-term policies that seek to deconstruct the root causes of that very disablement and disablism, that arises from the fact that then people are so used to marginalization that they no longer believe in themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to share my thoughts. I believe that we are in a momentous occasion, and that when we speak about all of these issues, we are speaking to just not us as a small group of people. We are speaking to the fact that as we grow older, we tend to be more disabled, and so therefore we are making the world a better place for everyone. But more importantly as well, is that we are trying to explore to the maximum extent possible the capacities of the human spirit to overcome any form of adversity, and to show that then actually indeed that we can conquer. We face pushbacks, and many are the times that then we make one step forward and then we make two steps backwards. But I want to submit and say that we must keep on fighting. We must keep on fighting until we are able to make a difference. There will always be people who don't want to believe in our capacities. There will always be people who want to see us, with their lenses. And I want to say, let us not borrow their lenses to see ourselves. Let us see ourselves and define ourselves in the image that we want to see ourselves into, so that then we create narratives that are empowering. And the contradiction of representing a marginalized group of people is that you have to claim marginalization for you to get a seat at the table, while at the same time working hard to overcome the very barriers that hinder you from starting on an equal basis with others. Yet marginalization is always affirmed by being thrown at you when competition sets in. So people will want to work with you, but then at the same time, when they see that you have capacities, they want to use that very marginalization to push you back. But that should not be our deterrent, because we have a noble mission. And I believe that continuously, as a religious person again, that when we do this, we are doing the work of God. I want to end by saying that politics is very critical in deconstructing the norms, the notions of disablement, because it is the informal that is deployed to constitute the formal. It's about how you engage, how you lobby, how you make your case hard in the places that it matter. And so therefore, as Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, said, that seek ye first the political kingdom, and everything shall be added unto you. It is for that reason that I chose to be in politics in order to help my people. However, we need everybody in this pursuit. For in the pursuit of justice, never ever give up, for there is no substitute for persistence. Systems and structures are meant to suck the energy out of you, indeed to extinguish the fire in you, but never ever surrender. The injustices and deprivations against the people are so grave as to lack a champion. We owe it unto ourselves as persons with disabilities, our children and future generations, a fair fighting chance. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That was so motivational. And yes, I think I'm remembered of this. Yes, we can and we shall. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, Senator Moara.
Now, Honorable Minister for Disabilities, Ma'am Sarah Kanneke of Ugandan government, due to prior commitment to attend a seminar related to World Disabilities Day, has asked Ms. Suman Venkatesh to represent her. Welcome, Ms. Suman Venkatesh. Suman Venkatesh is the chairperson of Indian Women Association. She has lived in Uganda for 25 years, and she is the first Indian lady to receive a Golden Jubilee Award from the President of Uganda. Sumanji, I think you are representing Honorable Minister Sarah ma'am, and you have a message from her. And
Yes.
if you could have, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. On behalf of the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, I welcome you to the scientific commemoration of the International Day of Persons with Disability 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad that despite miles away, advancements in technology have enabled us to unite on such an important day as we celebrate the many achievements of persons with disabilities. Even here in Uganda, we are commemorating the day scientifically due to COVID-19 and in observance of the standard operating procedures set to curb the virus. Ladies and gentlemen, 3rd day of December was proclaimed UN General Assembly October 14, 1992, and was first observed that year. Since then, Uganda has joined the rest of the world on this day to celebrate and acknowledge the capabilities of persons without disabilities towards the development of the country. The theme of this year is to protect and promote the rights of persons with disabilities during COVID-19 pandemic. Call to action. This theme was purposefully selected to draw attention to the current situation of the COVID-19 pandemic and how it has affected persons with disabilities. We need to protect their rights and attend to their needs during this period. This theme also addresses the Sustainable Development Goals, whose theme is leaving no one behind. Underscores the importance of removing obstacles to protection and promotion of the right of persons with disabilities.
Sorry, the audio is really bad.
It's the coronavirus. COVID-19 has great impact on persons with disabilities. Many of them have missed out on information disseminated by stakeholders, both public and private, because of the inaccessible formats. They are discriminated. Others have
Can't
lost
hear you.
livelihoods due to loss of employment and personal care services that they require have been affected by the need to maintain social distance. This year, the theme therefore calls on stakeholders to ensure that persons with disabilities obtain accessible formats of the information and communication materials on how they can protect themselves from the virus as well as infections. As women in diaspora, I encourage you two ladies to always look out and support each other, especially in these trying times of COVID-19. Keep in contact with your colleagues to understand their needs and how you can support them. Here in Uganda, we will continue supporting you with the vision of a conducive environment to enable you work overseas through various embassies. Still, the ministry will ensure that disability issue and mainstreamed across sectors through inclusive implementation of standard operating procedures, taking into account of the needs of persons with disability. I wish you fruitful commemorations for and for my country. I cannot hear you.
Lakshmi, you may want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Sara ma'am, for the lovely message. And thank you, Sumanji, for conveying the message to us. And maybe you would like to stay back and enjoy the artists perform.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much. We look forward to more interactions. Thank you.
So, Lakshmi, if you would want to turn it over to the rest of our guests, you want, I mean.
Yeah, Ranjini, I think, we can,
Okay.
I think, you can now walk. Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you everyone for your patience. We are trying to, go based on people's time zones. So at this point, I would like to introduce Alison Lapper. Once again, I want to double check that we are all on the interpreter view and the speaker view was on video. If someone could please help me out there, I'm just double checking. Okay. Very excited to have Alison Lapper with us today. Alison Lapper was born in Burton-on-Trent in 1965 with a condition called phocomelia. This resulted in her being born without any arms and shortened legs. Alison spent her childhood and teenage years in specialist institutions, and during this time, the school experimented with prosthetic limbs to try and normalize the children to help them fit in with society. After years of operations, falls, and struggling, Alison decided to ditch these and be herself. At 17, Alison spent 2 years in an assessment center where she learned to drive and was taught about life, how to cook, shop, take care of herself, and how to be independent. At age 19, Alison moved to Shepherd's Bush, London. It was here that she learned to live. She went shopping, clubbing, and even got married for a short time. It was in London that she began to study art and completed a pre-foundation and then a foundation course. In 1990, Alison got a placement at the University of Brighton to a degree in fine arts. So she moved to Sussex. After graduating in 1993 with a first class honors degree in fine arts, Alison became a full member of the Mouth and Foot Painting Artists, of which she is still today. In 2014, Alison was awarded an honorary doctorate by the University of Brighton. She is still regularly involved with them as an alumnus. In the year 2000, Alison gave birth to her son, Paris, of whom she called her greatest achievement. During this time, she was approached by sculptor Mark Quinn, and his controversial statue, Alison Lapper Pregnant, was created. It spent 18 months on the 4th plinth in London's Trafalgar Square in 2005, raising disability awareness and prompting widespread public debate. Alison has featured as a subject in many documentaries throughout her life and is now, amongst other things, pursuing a new career as a television presenter. In 2016, she co-presented Nobody's Perfect, a documentary about body image for BBC4 with the photographer Rankin, followed by her own take on William Blake for SciArtsRus in 2017. On the 13th of August 2019, after several years of suffering with mental health issues, unfortunately, Alison's son died tragically of an accidental drug overdose. Alison is, however, devastated. She continues to be campaigning for mental health issues and drug issues. As a well-known public figure, Alison regularly gives talks about her life and experiences. She visits schools and colleges for children of all ages, talking about art, diversity, acceptance, and body image. Alison is a charismatic after-dinner speaker, appearing at many business and charity events. Alison, your accomplishments are unbelievable and very, very inspiring. I cannot tell you how thankful we are and honored we are to have you here. I'd like to turn it over to you to please say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. This is all very exciting. I cannot believe you've got all of this organized in 2 months. I'm completely blown away by that. and it's, you know, this is going to go from strength to strength. And for me, it's so exciting because to be able to have opportunities to meet artists from all over the world, get together, talk about what we do, share experiences, but as, you know, as artists first, who happens to have a disability, which for me is quite important, that our work is seen as professional rather than, oh, that poor disabled person will buy it, which for me is very important. And I think if we can give a platform to people to actually encourage them to be mentored, again, what a fantastic idea. You know, somebody like me in the UK could be helping somebody in Africa or wherever, all over the world. And I think that brings a lot of new opportunities, and it is about breaking barriers here. You know, we all live in our own little bubbles, and especially at the moment with C19. And I just think to be able to reach out to each other, at the end of the day, we are all human, and I think sometimes we actually forget that. So I really congratulate you on this. It's amazing. You should be very proud of yourselves, because this is going to go from strength to strength. Absolutely. And I just wish you all the luck in the world. And I really hope that I can be a part of this going, you know, Wings Unlimited going forward. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Alison. Those words mean a lot to us, and your support means a lot to us, you know, and we
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. So I just admitted Council Member Engler from Thousand Oaks, California. Welcome, Council Member Engler. Council Member Bob Engler, are you able to hear us?
Yes, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
I'd lost my cursor and couldn't unmute.
Oh,
as we have all learned, as we have all learned in our activities on Zoom over the last few months.
Exactly.
And I'd just like to say hello to everybody. It's really my pleasure to be here today and to thank you for inviting us. You know, the Wings group has truly assists differently abled persons to express their artistic talents, as well as enables them to find a livelihood within themselves. It's very noble activities that you're taking part in. You further provide that opportunity to interact on a global basis with the artists and audiences, and embraces diversity in such a positive way. It's truly a great resource, especially for our city in Thousand Oaks, and we appreciate what you're bringing to us as a city. On behalf of Mayor Al Adams and the Thousand Oaks City Council, we're proud to proclaim December 3rd, 2020 as Artabilities for All Day. And we thank you for supporting that diversity and positivity through your organization. And thank you again for having us here today.
Thank you, Councilmember Bob Engler. You know, I wanted to actually briefly introduce Mr. Engler. You know, Mr. Engler is actually an at-large member of the Thousand Oaks City Council here in California. He's been so from December 2018 to current. And, you know, in regard to the proclamation, Mr. Engler, thank you so much. The city of Thousand Oaks actually mailed us the proclamation, and I wanted to, you know, thank the city and you as well, and Mayor Al Adam, and I just wanted to share our proclamation right now on video. I'm very excited that on International Day of the Disabled Persons is being declared in the city of Thousand Oaks and at large as Artabilities for All Day. And we are extremely excited, honored, and thankful for this. Thank you so much for the support. I'm very grateful to our city. You know, we've always received support from them for any of the events that we've done. And, you know, I would love to convey my gratitude to Mayor Al Adam as well.
Thank you. And again, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I also extend my thanks to you, sir, from Bangalore. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And, I'm sorry I had to, have Mr. Engler go, because I know, Mr. Engler, you wanted to, you had another meeting, and I was told from the office that you may not be able to stay. So, thank you for coming despite your busy schedule. And I appreciate the other guests for your patience as well. Thank you.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll stay on for a few minutes till my next meeting.
Absolutely. Please, we would love for that, Mr. Engler. If you're able to stay as long as you're able to, we would absolutely love that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sultan.
So I'd like to request everyone to mute themselves, please, if you haven't. And the next person I would like to introduce is Mr. Peter Hull. So again, I have to thank Alison for putting us in touch with Mr. Peter Hull. Peter Hull was born in France to English parents. Peter Hull began swimming regularly at the age of 5. In 1975, at age 9, he won a gold medal in his first gala at the British Sports Association for the Disabled, BSAD, National Championships at Stoke Mandeville. Peter is a very avid swimmer. He began swimming regularly at the age of 5. And like I said, after his gold medal, later he became the national junior and senior short course champion in 25, 50, and 100-meter backstroke and freestyle. In 1998, he was a member of the British swim team for the Seoul Paralympics. In 1991, he is the winner of 3 gold medals in the 50-meter backstroke, 50-meter and 100-meter freestyle at the Disabled European Swimming Championships. 1992, he had won 3 gold medals, all with world records in the Barcelona Paralympics in the 50 and freestyle and 100-meter freestyle. In 1994, Peter was the British swim team captain, winners of the Disability World Swimming Championships. 1995, also, he was winners of the Disability European Swimming Championships. And in 2001, he swam in the IPC European Swimming Championships, Stockholm. He has done several marathons. Peter has completed 12 full marathons, including the London Marathon 6 times and 18 half marathons. In this process, he has also raised a lot of money for the British Sports Association for the Disabled. Peter was also a subject of Mark Quinn's sculpture in the white marble Peter Hull, very similar to Alison's. So, I've actually even seen some of those pictures, Peter. It's amazing. And now it's at the Groninger Museum. Peter's actually, has a very interesting background. He's actually even acted, and he is appeared as Lofty in Anthony Sher's Changing Step, BBC Scotland 1990 television play directed by Richard Wilson about a World War I amputee who falls in love with a nurse. In 1991, Peter was awarded an MBE for services to disability sport. In 1985, he was named one of the Times Men of the Year, along with Terry Waite and Simon Weston and others. Peter Hull is the County Development Officer for Disability Sport at Hampshire County Council. He is president of the Rushmore Mallards Disability Sports Club and sits on the committee of the Jubilee Sailing Trust. Peter Hull took up wheelchair rugby in 2012 and is currently chair of Team Solent Sharks Wheelchair Rugby Club based on Solent University. I mean, this is incredibly inspiring, Peter. I think every one of us, abled, disabled, doesn't really matter. Your bio is just an inspiration simply reading it. I want to turn it over to you to say a few words and inspire our artists as well. And, speak to the parallels that are there between art and sport, like we talked about the other day. Thank you so much, Peter.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. I must admit, I'd forgotten about my one and only acting debut back in the early 90s. First of all, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to everybody. I took up swimming for physiotherapy reasons. Being born with no legs and short arms, it became apparent very early on that I was going to be very reliant on my upper body to pretty much to do anything. So if I wanted to be independent, that was gonna help. And swimming is just one of those good all round
around forms of exercise. As you said, you've already highlighted that, I took up competition at a young age, worked my way up the competitive ladder, and went on to, represent my country on a few occasions at 2 Paralympics, one in Seoul in '88 and one in Barcelona in '92. The highest achievement I think any athlete can achieve, whether disabled or non-disabled, and it was a great privilege to represent my my country at those events. It was a few years after that I did retire from international sport and wanted to give something back. So I went back to college and I studied, and a few years later went into sports development, and that's when I worked for Hampshire, my local authority, and ended up working with a variety of different partners in trying to empower them to make sport more accessible for disabled people. So that meant working more closely with other local authorities, with sports governing bodies, with clubs, with schools, and encouraging them and hopefully giving them the tools to make their sports, their activities accessible to a wider community. It was during that time I was able to properly identify the barriers. I think Alison's already identified, barriers that do permit disabled people taking part in whether it be sport or art. And then I can put them into 3 categories. First of all, there's a physical barrier. So barriers, so whether that's equipment. So in sport, whether it's you need a racing chair or a running blade, or in art where you need, and you'll have to excuse my ignorance on this, where you need, specialized equipment for, for painting or taking photos or, or whatever. Second one is the environment. So ensuring that the environment that you're, doing your art in or you're participating in is accessible. And we're not just talking wheelchair access, we're always talking people with sensory impairments, learning difficulties, and just making sure that, that those environments are accessible to pretty much everybody. And last but no means least is attitude. And I think that's probably one of the biggest barriers. When I first went into international competition, I found it a real struggle to find a club or a coach that would accept me. They couldn't even see how I could swim, let alone be an elite athlete. And the way to combat that, I think, is purely through awareness. Through training, through events like this, and just. I mean, there's an increasing amount of more people out there who are getting involved, and we need to empower them more to make our industries, as I said, more accessible. Just to round off, I think flexibility is a key word here. I mean, in this current state that we're in, we're having to adapt. Today is a perfect example. We can't all travel to get together to one event, so we do it on the on the computer. And disability sport for me is just adapted sport. Wheelchair basketball, just basketball played in a wheelchair. It's, to me, no more complicated than that. Just to wind up, I read a little anecdote that I was speaking at a local school in the build up to the London Olympic and Paralympic Games. And I was speaking to a group of young people, and I asked the question, what do you think the Paralympics is? And they just said sport done differently. And again, that just, out of the mouth of babes. And I think, it doesn't need to be any more any more complicated than that. And as I said, the barriers are universal. So any way I can help in this venture, then please let me know.
Thank you so much, Peter. You know, you're so inspiring and your support means a lot to us. And I'm so very thankful to have gotten your introduction from Allison. And, you know, Allison, thank you so much for that as well. So we'll move on to our, you know, last two guests. I'd like to introduce an artist from the United States as well as India, Ms. Kalaimamani Bala Devi Chandrasekhar. Welcome. Ms. Kalaimamani Bala Devi Chandrasekhar is a Bharatanatyam exponent, research scholar. You know, Bharatanatyam is an Indian classical dance form for the benefit of the others. She's also a research scholar and a passionately committed teacher of Bharatanatyam. Bala is known for her distinct scholarly style and takes on subjects based on ancient texts, backed by intense research, collaborates with renowned scholars in the respective fields, carving messages relevant to the contemporary world and actively presenting across the world. Bala Devi's lineage is from a family of philosophers and literary scholars. Bala, through her classical dance, strives to interpret ancient philosophical concepts and presents in a classicism that is always contemporary in interpretation and communicates across cultures. All her productions are accompanied by world-class music. Extremely passionate about teaching and as a professor of practice and as the artistic director of SNAPA, Academy of Performing Arts, Princeton, New Jersey, she imparts valuable knowledge to her many dedicated students. Bala constantly works on developing and perfecting the style that would be seamless and fluid, while yet retaining the precision, power, and purity of line typical of classical dance. As a professor of practice, Bala is constantly developing performing studies in collaboration with theater and dance, history, philosophy, linguistic anthropology, and South Asian departments of various universities in the United States. And she has served as fellow and artist in residence at the Carl A. Fields Center at Princeton University. Currently, Bala is an affiliated scholar at UPenn. Bala is one of the few Bharatanatyam artists worldwide to have released 8 critically acclaimed dance productions based on her extensive research. Over the last 25 years, Bala Devi has given over 500 performances over 30 countries. Bala Devi is an ICCR approved artist and approved by the Ministry of Culture, Government of India for overseas festivals. The Tamil Nadu government conferred the prestigious Kalaimamani Award on Bala Devi on the 13th of August, 2019. And on the 29th of December 2018, the Andhra Pradesh government, Department of Culture, India, conferred the prestigious title Natya Chudamani on Bala Devi Chandrasekhar. In a very rare honor, on the 28th of June 2018, the UNESCO head office in Paris hosted her latest production, Brihadishwara, Form to Formless, through the eyes of a Deva Radial. Please correct me, Bala Devi ji, if I did not pronounce that correctly. A temple Deva Radial, right?
Yes. Yes.
A temple dancer. This show is based on the 1,000-year-old Brihadishwara temple. The show was received with critical acclaim by over 500 members in the audience, comprising of ambassadors, delegates, and local connoisseurs of art. This show is based on the 1,000-year-old Brihadishwara temple in Tanjore. Welcome, Bala Devi ji. You know, I know besides this, you know, we have spoken at length as well. I know you're involved in several causes and in bringing about awareness of several different causes such as ours, and your support means a lot to us. And I will turn the platform over to you to say a few words.
Greetings to all of you. Gives me great pleasure to be on this forum sharing my thoughts. And I'd like to congratulate Lakshmi and Ranjani for this great initiative. Wings Unlimited, the flagship program that they are currently engaged. And I think personally, I've had a chat with Lakshmi and with Ranjani about my view and my thoughts about some tangible results, you know, to be accomplished in this space of arts. And I'm very happy that they've taken the root of arts, because arts is something that connects your body, mind, and soul. And from a very metaphysical perspective, I liked what Lakshmi said, that when we connect with somebody who is differently able, we understand something called tenacity, grit, to be very grateful for where we are in life. Whether we are scientists, whether we are professors, artists, computer scientists, politicians, I think we need to be very grateful. And I think this connection has made me understand that we are, of course, in a very privileged position to be able to share this joy with everyone. And personally, myself being an artistic director of one of the largest performing centers in Princeton, and being on the board of a not-for-profit organization based out of Princeton, I've had the opportunity to interact with differently abled children and adults over a period of 30 years. And I'm proud to say that I've been able to identify their potential, nurture them and to mentor them and give them some acknowledged platforms to perform and move. And I can be proud to say that some of them are doctors, engineers, so I think I look at them just like ourselves and, go through this process of mentoring them, and that's extremely important. And I was sharing this thought of mine with Ranjini that me as an individual, the society, the community, the state councils, the federal councils, corporates, all of us have to be very aware of this space. And all of us have to come together, because in the past, I've written a lot of proposals with respect to the arts, and I've involved these kind of differently abled people in my grants, with the Historical Commission, with the state councils, even not just in the New Jersey Council of the Arts. I was just mentioning to her this year, during the COVID pandemic time, I was also a recipient of the New York Arts Grant. And I think people appreciate, because arts is a very, it's a very huge area to operate. And we just don't have the limitation, so it's very, no barriers, so art is something that's encouraged, whether it is coming from this or he or she or where. And I've also had the opportunity to interact with people who are differently abled, not just in North America, but India, Spain, London, Germany, Far East, Middle East, because I'm a regular visitor with all my productions. Over the summer, June, July, and August, I travel a lot, and I've had the opportunity to interact with them, and they're also part of my workshops and lecture demonstrations for all these years, over 15 years. So I'm personally very committed, since I've operated in this space. And I mentioned to Ranjini that last year we had about 18 girls, blind, and they came here and they did a fantastic dance performance, and we made them 2, 3, or 4 locations here, and we gave them all the facilities that they need, and the appreciation and the certifications and everything. So to me, I look at this space as something where we get tangible livelihood opportunities for them. And then we have another thing where we give them the exposure. There are people who are not looking for a livelihood, but they're really looking for an exposure and an acknowledged platform. So I think for me personally, I need to have tangible results. I need to collaborate with people who are willing to put that money and space and time and energy and to mentor these brilliant artists. And I'll be very happy in my own limited or small capacity to be able to assist Lakshmi and Ranjini, because it's very soul stirring, and it gives me a lot of satisfaction as I go along as an artist. So thank you once again, and I will always be there for you in whatever capacity you want me to lend my help, and to rope this idea in, even in the current grants that I'm working. So thank you once again, and it was quite an inspiration to listen to some of the other members in the panel talking about their passion. So if we all can come together and do something, it'll be wonderful. So once again, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Balaji.
It's such an incredible honor and pleasure to have and concur with you. I think this platform is definitely getting this conversation started with all the different dignitaries. Thank you so much. We have one more final dignitary. Definitely, we have saved the best for last. Mayor Tony Tremblay, Council Member Tony Tremblay, welcome. And thank you so much for signing in very early and patiently waiting. You know, we of course had to go through our time zones. Mr. Tony Tremblay has been a member of the City Council of Camarillo since 2016. He has several current council committee assignments. He's a liaison, committee policy committee, streets and transportation committee, regional representative for Camarillo, the Association of Sanitation Agencies Board, Joint Powers Insurance Authority, Clean Power Alliance of SoCal. SoCal for everyone else is Southern California. We like to call our Southern California SoCal over here. The League of California Cities Voting Delegate, SoCal Regional Rail Authority, Ventura County, Airport Authority, Ventura County City Selection Committee, Ventura County, Transportation Commission, Fox Canyon Groundwater Management Agency. The term began in February of 2020. And in the past and currently also presently, he has a lot of community involvement. He's a member of the Rotary Club of Camarillo, the director of Dignity Health, Ventura County Community Board, past vice chair and board of directors, Camarillo Hospice, past chairman and board member, Camarillo Chamber of Commerce, past chairman and board member, St. John's Pleasant Valley Hospital Foundation, past community board member, Catholic Healthcare West, past council commissioner, Ventura Council, Boy Scouts of America, past member, board of directors, United Way of Ventura County, post Camarillo AYSO Region 68, Camarillo Eagles Soccer Club background, Trinity College, Dublin, Ireland. He has a bachelor's degree in political science / public service, and he obtained the highest honors of University of California, Davis, California Assembly Fellow, California Legislature postgraduate JD degree, University of California, and he is also California State Bar and practicing attorney since 1983, Law Office of Anthony H. Tremblay. And on a personal note, he's been born in San Francisco in 1956 and has been a Camarillo resident since 1983. He's been married to Kathy Tremblay, a 36-year public elementary school teacher who retired in 2016. And Tony and Kathy have 3 adult children. Tony, Mr. Tremblay, it's such a pleasure to have you today. Thank you so much for joining. You know, I was so excited to have you come. As soon as I wrote to Kathy and she talked to you the same day, she got back to me saying that you were very excited to join. I also want to thank you for your patience, for waiting for as long as we did. And I'd like to turn it over to you to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Ranjini. And I have appreciated so much being able to listen to all of the speakers today. I'm honored to be present, and I want to congratulate Wings Unlimited for starting this new initiative. Our city is right next to Mr. Engler's city. We are a smaller city of about 70,000 people in Southern California. And I'm an elected council member. I was just reelected in this last election in November. And we actually, I'm no longer mayor as of last evening. We rotate our mayor position each and every year. And so one of my colleagues was selected mayor last night. I feel like I'm being put in the position of being your wrap-up speaker. And I have been so impressed with all of the speakers to date. With due apologies to Mr. Abraham, I feel like I'm kind of a cleanup hitter, and I don't know what the appropriate equivalent is in cricket, but I'm thinking that there is some sort of wrap-up speaker or cleanup hitter. So let me try to suffice from that standpoint. I just want to offer you I simply want to offer you a personal perspective that my wife, who is a longstanding 36-year public school kindergarten teacher, our daughter, who has taught for many years in public school kindergarten. We have very dear friends who have children who are now young adults with autism. And locally, they participate in an extremely successful program an organization in our area which directly serves the needs of teenagers and young adults with disabilities. And the program opens up the arts for disabled young adults through studios at an organization in our area called Studio Channel Islands, art studios in Camarillo. And those, the individuals who are participating in this program are participating in all kinds of multimedia arts. And specifically, I'm thinking principally in painting and photography and other media. There are art exhibitions, there are art events, including often purchases of their art and opportunities to do so. And even more than that, an opportunity to bring our Camarillo community in to work with and to be with these younger artists. The growth that we have observed in our young friends is inspiring. And so I'm so pleased to be here today, and I'm so pleased with what Wings Unlimited is.
Hello?
Did I get unmuted?
Yeah, I think you got unmuted now. Sorry, we just lost you for a second there.
That's okay. My colleagues say they sometimes lose me too. So, but I think that what I would like to echo are some of the themes that were very eloquently expressed by Mr. Abraham, by Senator Mora, by Ms. Lapper, and by Mr. Hull. And let me just go back and repeat those themes just very briefly. Mm-hmm. First and foremost is changing attitudes and bringing to the mainstream persons with disabilities. Senator Mara, who spoke very eloquently, talked about never ever giving up. And that certainly resonates with me. Ms. Lapper spoke about breaking down barriers and including attitudes. And Mr. Hull, the same as well. So again, I'm extremely pleased to be here today. I want to support you, I commend you in your efforts. And it's been an inspiration to be here with you this morning. And thank you so much. Since we're on California time here, Ranjini, and I have to step out for meetings because my day is just starting, and I think all of you are very patient whose day is just ending. I'm going to have to leave shortly, but again, I appreciate the opportunity to be with you today and to hear such wonderful speakers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Tremblay. Your support means a lot. You know, I think our cities in the Conejo Valley have been very supportive of art. And, you know, I'm so glad we're able to get this conversation going now in this space. Thanks a lot. And I thank everyone for waiting patiently. Before we get started with our program with the artists, I wanted to request everyone, if for just 30 seconds, if we could turn our video on gallery view, so everyone can meet the dignitaries and we can quickly do a run through of all the artists and just say a quick hello before everyone would need to leave for other meetings. You're welcome to stay and we would love to have everyone stay. But prior to that, I just wanted a quick intro of all our artists who have joined in. Thank you all so much. So we have a couple of different galleries here. I wonder, if we should just go through the gallery window. Perhaps I can just, mention the artist's name and, you can say hello. Is that okay, Lakshmi? Do you have a suggestion or should we all just say?
I was on earlier. Can you unblock my video?
We can all just say a group hi.
Okay, that's
to save on time.
Time. So, hi. Hi, everyone. Thank you all, Artabilities.
Hi, can you unblock me?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, can I get unblocked?
Hello. John,
Hi.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi. Thank you, guys.
Celebrating Wings Unlimited with all of us.
Can you unblock me? Because I can't
Hello.
get my camera. Can you
Hi,
unblock
everyone.
me?
Thank you very much.
Sean, hold on.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Yeah.
Isn't it a little bit chaotic? Can we just have 1, 2, 3 and say hi, all of us at a go?
Yeah, I think some of the artists are having trouble getting on video. Okay, let's say 1, 2, 3, everyone.
And 3. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. And hope you can all stay tuned. We're going to start our program today in just a couple of minutes. Lakshmi, do you have any thoughts or any comments before we move on to the next?
No, I think the artists are waiting, and so also our dignitaries and our viewers. So I think let's get going with our artists. So I think we start from India. Yeah, thank you, Ranjini.
Yeah, go turn it over to you, Lakshmi.
Yeah, can we all have, because can we mute ourselves? Can we request guests to mute themselves so that, we can have the artist. Let me see if Munisami, the first artist, is here with us.
Yeah, if possible, if we can go off video again, so the interpreter and the speaker can be in view again. I'm sorry about that. If it's possible for everyone to mute and also go off video briefly when we introduce the artists.
Mute my audio submenu. Mute my audio.
So you let me know, Ranjini, when we are good to go. I'll start interacting with Munisami. Ranjini, you have to unmute yourself.
Hi, sorry. I just wanted to request anyone who's not gone off video to please go off video at this point, so we can have the interpreter and the speaker on our screen, please. Okay, so Lakshmi, I think you can get started.
Yeah, I think we are now. Hello, everybody. I think we have now come to the much awaited program of the day, where we are going to be, introducing our artists. And the first to go would be artists from India. I'm happy to introduce you to all Munisami. Munisami comes from a very small village, Chinna Anayur, from Ramanathan district down Tamil Nadu. He is visually challenged and he has a Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science, and he is a Bharatanatyam and Karagatam dancer. And he is a self-taught dancer, and there has been an NGO which has been supporting him for a few events. And he started learning with dance, I think, for last 15 years from now. No, for last 15 years. And he has also got a few first prizes from Presidency College, and for Karagatam from an online competition, and Youth Got Talent Award. Munisami, are you there? Munisami, irkingla? I'm going to break into Tamil, and Ranjini, if you can translate that for me.
Absolutely, I can do that, Lakshmi. Tamil is a regional language in India, and Lakshmi will be communicating in Tamil, and I will translate after. Every time you pause, I will translate, Lakshmi.
Munisami, irkingla?
Irkam, ma'am.
கொஞ்சம் வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணிக்கிறீங்களா முனிசாமி? எல்லாருக்கும் உங்களை காட்டலாம்.
Lakshmi is asking Munisami, our artist from a remote village in India, to please come on video.
முனிசாமி வரீங்களா?
Yeah.
Ma'am, video on பண்ணிட்டேன் ma'am.
இல்ல முனிசாமி, நீங்க ஆன் பண்ணணும். திருப்ப அந்த வீடியோ மேல கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க நீங்க.
Let me check, Lakshmi, if perhaps I'm able to turn on from my side. Hold on. Is he on?
I think he is on.
Okay, wonderful.
Muni, இருக்கீங்களா?
Ma'am,
கொஞ்சம் பின்னாடி போய்க்கங்க. உங்க மூஞ்சி சரியா தெரியல. கொஞ்சம் பின்னாடி. எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு ஹாய் சொல்லிடுங்க. ரொம்ப நல்லா தெரியுது. வெரி நைஸ். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் முனிசாமி உங்களை பாக்குறதுல. கரெக்டா வந்துட்டீங்க பாருங்க இன்னைக்கு Zoomல.
So Lakshmi is very happy to introduce Muni, and Muni is online, as you can all see, and he says hello to you all.
முனிசாமி, உங்களுக்கு எவ்வளவு சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில கலந்துக்கிறதுல?
We need to unmute Muni, actually, Lakshmi.
Can you do that for him?
Yeah, and I'm asking to unmute. He has to unmute himself. Munisami, நீங்க unmute பண்ணுங்க. Unmute
I
பண்ணிடுங்க.
think he's done.
Okay. No, he's still mute. Sorry.
Munisami, audio கேக்கல.
மேம் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்குது மேம்.
Very good, very good, very good. சரி, நீங்க எல்லாருக்கும் என்ன சொல்ல வரீங்க? உங்களுக்கு எப்படி டான்ஸ்ல ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வந்தது உங்களுக்கு?
மேம் நான் ஸ்கூல் படிக்கையில நான் நல்லா டான்ஸ் பண்றேன்னு எனக்கு டீச்சர்ஸ்ங்கெல்லாம் சொன்னாங்க மேம். அத நான் ஸ்கூல் படிக்கல மேம்.
சொல்லுங்க.
நான் ஸ்கூல் படிக்கல என்ன டீச்சர்ஸ்ங்கெல்லாம் நல்லா டான்ஸ் பண்றேன்னு சொன்னாங்க மேம். நான் அதுல இருந்து ஸ்கூலு காலேஜ் எல்லாம் படிக்கையில என்னுடைய இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்டை நான் எடுத்துட்டு நான் ஒரு பெரிய ஆள் ஆகுறதுக்கு நானே ஒரு முயற்சி எடுத்துட்டேன் மேம்.
ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் முனிசாமி.
எனக்கு கரகம் டான்ஸ் தான் பிடிக்கும்.
Before you move on to the next question, maybe I'll just quickly.
டான்ஸ் கிளாஸ்லாம் போல மேம்.
Lakshmi?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I just wanted to finish the first question for the benefit of the folks who are online and listening. Lakshmi asked Muni to say a few words and how he felt, and Muni mentioned he was very happy to be here and that he didn't really go to school or didn't have as much interest in school, but dance is something that is what he has pursued and is his passion.
ஓகே, நீங்க தானாவே நீங்க கத்துட்டீங்க அப்படின்னீங்க. நீங்க வந்து பொது நிகழ்ச்சியில எல்லாம் கலந்துட்டு இருக்கீங்களா?
நான் கலந்துருக்கேன் மேம். லயன்ஸ் கிளப் மீட்டிங்லாம் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணி டான்ஸ் ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணிருக்கேன் மேம்.
Yeah, Ranjini, could you please translate?
Lakshmi mentioned that Muni is a self-taught dancer, and she also asked him if he has given performances in general, and he mentioned he's given a few performances such as in the Lions Club.
முனிசாமி, உங்க வீடியோ போடுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி உங்ககிட்ட ஒரே ஒரு கொஸ்டின், உங்ககிட்ட ஒரே ஒரு கேள்வி உங்ககிட்ட கேட்கணும்னு எனக்கு ரொம்ப தோண்டிட்டு இருந்து. முதல் தடவை நான் உங்க கூட பேசின போது நீங்க சொன்னீங்க, ஒரு காம்படிஷன்ல நீங்க சேர்ந்த போது நீங்க வந்து மாற்றுத்திறனாளிகள் நீங்க அந்த மாதிரி, பட் அந்த நார்மல் ஏபிள் பாடி பர்சன்ஸ் கூட நீங்க கம்பீட் பண்ணி, ஆனா உங்களுக்கு முதல் பரிசு கிடைச்சது அதுல.
ஆமா
கரெக்ட்டா? அத பத்தி கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்க.
நான் காலேஜ் படிக்கல, எனக்கு வந்து காம்படிஷன்ல வந்து கலந்துக்கணும்னு ஆசையா இருந்துச்சு மேம். அப்ப எங்க மேம்லாம் சொன்னாங்க, நீ பிளைண்டா இருக்க, நீ எப்படி டான்ஸ் பண்ணுவ, உன்னால முடியாது, நார்மலும் பிளைண்டும் ஈக்குவலா நீ பண்ண முடியாதுப்பான்னு சொன்னாங்க மேம். ஆனா நான் கத்துக்கிட்டு நான் எப்படியும் ஆடுவேன் மேம் சொன்னேன் மேம். அப்புறம் என்னுடைய நேம் கொடுத்தாங்க மேம். அப்புறம் காம்படிஷன்ல வந்து நான் அதுலயும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வின் பண்ணேன் மேம். அப்புறம் 3 ஆடிஷன் மாதிரி வச்சாங்க மேம். அந்த 3 ஆடிஷன்லயும் நார்மலும் பிளைண்டு ஈக்குவலா தான் மேம் வச்சாங்க. அதுல வந்து நான் வந்து எங்க மேம் சொன்னாங்க முடியாதுன்னு சொன்னாங்க. ஆனா நான் முடியும்னு சொல்லி நான் என்னுடைய முயற்சியை நான் என்னால லைஃப்ல முன்னேற முடியும், நானும் இந்த மாற்றுத்திறனாளியா இருந்து உங்களுக்கு ஈக்குவலா நான் சொல்லி நான் என்னுடைய முயற்சினால நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பிரைஸ் வந்தேன் மேம். அப்ப எல்லாருமே பிளைண்ட் பீப்புள் இப்படி வந்திருப்பாங்கன்னு ஆச்சரியப்பட்டாங்க மேம் என்னுடைய காலேஜ்லயே.
So Lakshmi was asking Muni about this contest in which he participated. There was a contest for both dance contest for able-bodied and disabled folks. And he participated along with the able-bodied in the contest and won the first place. So she wanted Muni to say a few words. And what Muni said was that indeed he participated in this contest with able-bodied folks and won the first place. And in fact, many of his friends and family initially discouraged him and said, how can you possibly compete in a contest with able-bodied, you're never going to win. But not only did he win, he actually won the first place. So, I mean, to me, that in itself is inspiring. I mean, in the aspect of inclusivity, right, Lakshmi?
யா ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு முனி. இப்போ நாங்க வந்து உங்களோட வீடியோஸ் நாங்க ப்ளே பண்ண போறோம். இப்போ ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் நீங்க வந்து இதுல பண்ணுங்க. இன்னும் நிறைய அந்த மாதிரி ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்க நாங்க வாழ்த்துக்கிறோம் உங்களை.
Thank you, ma'am.
So if I did not get a chance to mention this, he competed despite being visually impaired. And Lakshmi has now said that we will play his recorded videos that we requested our artists. And the reason why we are playing our recorded videos is due to internet connectivity issues. So please tune in for a couple of minutes before I share my
Ranjini, just sorry to interrupt you. I just want to give an audio description of the videos for our visually impaired friends here.
Yes.
Yeah. Munisami is a visually impaired dancer from Tamil Nadu. So we are going to be having 3 videos of us. The first song is a devotional song praising God Ganesha. And where Munisami is wearing a dhoti and an orange color shirt, and he is dancing with his bells tied to his feet. The next song is a village folk dance, which is normally performed during festivals, where Munisami is having a decorated pot on his head and very delicately balanced, and he is dancing to a very popular, again, a folk song from Tamil film. And as the dance progresses, he is also dancing with a sweet balance on the edge of a copper plate. And he is also trying to drape a sari around him, lying down flat on the floor. Again, at the same time, having the pot finally balanced on his head. So this is what the video is about. Yeah, over to you, Ranjini, for you to play the video now.
So everyone, please hold on for just a few minutes when I share the desktop. And Lakshmi, if you could please assist me with making sure that I'm able to share and you're able to see the screen when I do so.
Yeah.
Are you able to see the screen?
I can. Yeah.
Are you able to hear?
I can hear. Could you just play?
Are you able to hear?
Yeah, I can hear. But can you play the video?
Yeah, exactly. So are you able to see the video?
No, I'm not able to see the video. I could only hear the audio.
Hold on 1 second. Apologies to everyone. Sometimes I guess technology, is not so easy to work with. So hold on a second, please. Are you guys able to hear and see?
Yeah, we can, Ranjini. You can go ahead. We can.
Okay, thank you.
It's perfect.
Okay.
ஒருத்தர் பண்ற ப்ரோக்ராம் ஆர்டிஸ்ட்ல ஒருத்தர் பண்ற ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ரோக்ராம்
Wow.
Thanks, Muni.
Incredible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Muni.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
ரொம்ப நல்லா ஆடுனீங்க.
ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் நீங்க உங்களோட இது பார்க்கிறதுக்கு.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you
so much, Muni. To the audience that's listening, Lakshmi and myself are thanking Muni for the excellent performance. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. Thank you, Muni.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you
Bye,
for
ma'am.
coming. Lakshmi?
Bye. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shall we go ahead with the next artist?
Yes, please.
Yeah. The next artist from India is Shakuntala Bhavrao Bharinge. She is 53 years old and she is orthopedically challenged, having cerebral palsy disability. She is a native of Wardha district, Maharashtra, and she has been in Anand 1 from 2001. Admitted in Shantiniketan Occasional Training Center, Anand 1 in 2001, and then till date, she is a rehabilitated resident of Anand 1. Works independently in handicraft section there, specialized in making thread greeting cards with the help of her legs. Her greeting cards get a large market at different exhibitions and at different places in Maharashtra. She was awarded twice in Maharashtra in 2014 at a New Year's program held by Tapovan organization and also in 2017 on International Women's Day at Amravati in Maharashtra. Shakuntala could not join us live due to the untimely demise of the CEO of Anandavan, Sheetal Amte. Sheetal Amte is a granddaughter of Baba Amte, who is a well-known social activist in India. So Ranjini, could we have Shakuntala's video now?
Absolutely, Lakshmi. Thank you for the introduction. Lakshmi, and do please help me out when the video
Yeah,
starts.
yeah.
Please tell me if it's in full view and if you're also able to see the video.
Yeah.
Are you able
We'll
to
do
see?
that.
It's not yet.
Yeah, you can play now.
Okay. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, we can see.
Hi, everyone. That was incredible, wasn't it? Lakshmi?
Yeah, I'm here. I forgot to give the audio description of Shakuntala's. She was basically doing foot embroidery, she was doing a diya, a lantern, Ganesha, an Indian god, and the way she was using the canvas with her left foot and doing embroidery with her right, and she was holding the needle in between her toes. Basically, she was maybe when she was doing embroidery or 3, 4 images. That was the video all about. Ranjini, can we move on to Africa now with African
Yeah, sure.
artists?
I just wanted to mention, Lakshmi, if it's okay, I wanted to let everyone know, I know we are running a little behind, and thank you everyone for your patience. We are going via the time zones because it's getting a little late, I think, in Africa as well. So if you're okay, we will do Africa, and then we will come to UK, North America, UK, Austria, and then North America, if that's okay for everyone. If you want to grab some coffee, feel free to mute yourself or go off video, grab some coffee, come back and join us. Over to you, Lakshmi.
I'm sorry, Ranjini. I was just looking if Sula has joined us, an artist from Africa. He just messaged saying, I think he is having some internet connectivity, so he is not able to join. So we go ahead and then I give a small bio and then we play the video. Is that what we do now?
Yeah, do you want to give an
Ranjini?
introduction to Sula, Lakshmi?
Yeah, a small introduction.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, Sula is a physically challenged man born from Kinghara town in the central region of Uganda. He is 34 years old with osteogenesis imperfecta, also known as brittle bone disease. He completed his primary level education from Kampala School for the Physically Handicapped and later on came back and joined vocational training classes. He is currently working for Riley Packaging Company. And to quote Sula Busulwa about his interest in music, well, I started music at school in a school choir and later on recorded my first song, which I presented on school music festival. And it was a big surprise to the school and the parents. The song really touched everyone in the audience, and parents also were shedding tears. From then I gained confidence, and where my music career started. Well, I have been in music for some time, like probably 10 years since, and he feels that people with disabilities are not given enough opportunities, and that is why he is looking for a platform where he can showcase his talent. He also says, I have confidence in me and very determined. I will never give up on music. I know one day, sometime, somewhere, I will promote myself and I will make an international hit that rocks the world. Way to go. I have ever performed in three big concerts in Uganda, and I have a certificate that was given to me at the National Theatre. So before we play the music, I would just like to give an audio description of the album which we are going to be playing of Sula. Sula Busalwa sings an African song which talks about how God did not lead him even when others abused him and tortured him, but God helped him overcome all these through the support of his mother, and he is always grateful for this to his mother and also to God. So that is Sula Busalwa for you from Uganda. Now, Ranjini, can we have his video?
Absolutely. Thank you, Lakshmi. 1 second, please. Again, please help me out, Lakshmi. Hold on a second, please.
Yeah.
Are you able to see the screen, Lakshmi?
Yeah, I can. Please go ahead, Ranjini.
Wanangira, wanangira, karabangi mumfute mbozi. Naye mukamate yasobola kunlega, ankuntuza, bantuntuza. Abavuma, bavumanga, abageyamme mwangeyanga. Labanangira, wanangira, karabangi mumfute mbozi. Naye mukamate yasobola kunlega, mukama wanzijawala, 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 otata wanzijawale, omfula kikendi lero, mukama wanzijawala. Wanzijawala, 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 otata wanzijawale, omfula kikendi lero. Ibasamange, yawobo kumoyo natuzala, namukumya tuzale, era namukumya tuyonse. Bangi babasudde kabuyonjo, bangi babasudde ku nguudo, bangi babeeganye, naye wange teyasobola kukikola. Mukama mwebaza mmange, yawa obuvumo oyo natuzala, namugumya tuzale, era namugumya tuyonse. Bangi babasudde kabuyonjo, bangi babasudde ku nguudo, bangi babeeganye, naye wange teyasobola kukikola. lero awansija wala otata wala awansija wala otata awansija wale nomfula nkikendi lero nabonabona nnyo nga ndi muto ku baana baawe kutegeera mukama kandi n'endowooza egamba nti omulema tayagalibwa mukulu kyali kizibu okutegeera oba endabika gye mundabamu nga neebuuza muli oba njagala lwaki yankola bwati mukama nankubamu ettooki n'ekizuula tiyeyeka nabonabona nnyo nga ndi muto ku baana baawe okutegeera mukama kandi n'endowooza egamba nti omulema tayagalibwa mukulu kyali kizibu okutegeera oba endabika gye mundabamu nga neebuuza muli oba njagala lwaki yankola bwati mukama nankubamu ettooki n'ekizuula tiyeyeka mukama wanzija wala wanzija wala wanzija wala otata wanzija wale nomfuula nkikendi lero mukama wanzija wala wanzija wala wanzija wala otata wanzija wale nomfuula nkikendi lero mukama wanzija wala wanzija wala wanzija wala otata wanzija wale nomfuula nkikendi lero
Hello.
Hi, Lakshmi.
Yeah, that was a foot tapping African number. I felt like dancing to it.
Yeah, it's so cheerful. I loved it.
I know. I know.
I
Okay. I am not sure if Senator Isaac is there because the next group is from Nairobi. Can we go on with them? This is Pamuja Dance Group. Pamuja Dance Group says it starts with able, disabled, or differently abled. Pamuja Dance Group is a Kenyan contemporary dance company of dancers with and without physical disability coming together to share creative work in an open and understanding environment. Through dance, the group aims to challenge its audiences to reflect upon how they view disability and integration and to see that they can make changes to realize the group's dream of a society in which all people can realize their full potential in a safe and healthy place. Pamoja also acts as an encouragement for other people living with disabilities and disadvantages that it is possible to make your so-called disadvantage to your greatest advantage. Wow, that's well said. Whereas most dance pieces tells the story of the lives and challenges of people living with physical disability and aims at raising awareness, the production also addresses other social topics such as refugees, women empowerment, and wildlife protection. Well thought of. The group's founder, Mr. Joseph, just messaged saying that because of poor internet connection, they are not able to join. So we might have to go ahead and play their video.
All right, Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a quick audio description about the video. It's an inclusive performance with both able-bodied and differently able artists performing to an African music. There is a person on a wheelchair and another person who is a locomotor impaired, and there are few other able-bodied dancers. There are totally 7 dancers in this. And this is all about the video which we are going to play about Pamoja Dance Group.
Yes. Thank you, Lakshmi. I think you're able to see the screen, right?
We can, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Pamoja Group. That was truly inspiring and and inclusion in true sense.
Absolutely, Lakshmi. Thank you so much to both Sula and Pamoja Dance Group from Africa. I guess we can move on now to the next. I mean, I'm loving this, Lakshmi. Both the visual and the performing platform that we are able to present the artists with over here. I hope everyone's enjoying this as well.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope.
Thank you all for your support. I think in the interest of time, we will move to the UK and Austria artists, the Europe folks, because I think it's later for them over there. And then we'll come back to the United States, last but not the least. So thank you, United States artists, for your patience. So I'd like to introduce Olga Petrovic. Olga Petrovic was born in Serbia, in Belgrade, Serbia. She started her musical education at the age of 6, playing the piano. Later in 2000, she discovered the harpsichord in the secondary music school, Josip Slavinsky, in the class of Professor Svetlana Stojanovic-Kotleya. She has continued to play both instruments actively. After finishing her studies of piano from the University for Music, Belgrade in 2009, the same year she successfully passed the entrance examination for early music department at the Universitat Mozarteum Salzburg with Professor Wolfgang Brunner and completed her bachelor's degree of harpsichord in 2015. Currently, she is studying her master's degree with Wolfgang Brunner at the University Mozarteum. She has taken part in many international master classes and festivals, and some of them include Belgrade Harpsichord Festival from 2004 to 2009, master classes in Czech Republic and Austria. She performs regularly as a soloist and in chamber music ensembles, playing repertoire from early Baroque to early classic. Welcome, Olga. I don't know if Olga's online currently.
Yeah, Olga is online. Yeah.
If you're okay, come on.
Yeah, welcome, Olga. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Thank you
good
for
evening to
inviting
you.
me. It's a pleasure.
It's our honor to have you. Thank you, Olga. I think you're on video, but I think it's a little dark. But
wait, I will turn on the light as well. Wait a second.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yes, I don't need it. Okay, is it better now?
Yes,
definitely. Yeah. Great. Good. So, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure.
Sorry to interrupt. I think you should just turn the phone the other way. Facing. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we can see you now. Yeah.
Good to see you, Olga.
Okay, nice. Hi.
Hi.
So, it's a pleasure taking part in all this. Thank you for inviting me. I think that my biography says it all. I don't know if you have some questions. You're free to ask.
Sure. I mean, would you like to share a little bit about, your experience, any thoughts or, anything that, you can say to the artists and the audience that's listening?
Well, I guess from my point of view, I would just say never give up if you believe in your dream. You just have to keep fighting. This is my second university. I also have a Bachelor of Piano. My love was harpsichord and early music. So basically I have decided to pursue firstly a bachelor and then a master degree. Currently I'm finishing a master degree here in Austria, and hopefully I will be finishing it soon, depending on pandemic. But I believe that if you believe in your dream, then you can be really successful.
How inspiring, Olga. It's so true.
Well said. Well said. How very true. I truly believe in that.
So with those very beautiful, positive thoughts, we'll share Olga's excellent video
Let me interrupt you for a moment. I would like to say a few things about the video myself.
Oh, yes, lovely. That's awesome.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, so the video is, okay, so the video was taken in 2015 and Schloss Fromberg in the Castle Fromberg here in Salzburg was a concert which I have had with my colleague and friend Shen Yu Chang from Taiwan. We have been playing the sonata von Johann Sebastian Bach in that sonata from Bach and harpsichord. And for those who don't know what viola da gamba is the prior to today's modern violoncello, and harpsichord is the prior to the modern piano. The sonata is a bit long. I don't know how long you will play. It has 4 movements: adagio, allegro, andante, allegro, and it's a nice piece of music. So I hope you will enjoy it.
Of
Thank you,
course,
Olga. What a beautiful
thank you
description.
so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Lakshmi, if you're ready, can I share?
Yeah, please.
Just give me a quick minute here. One second, please.
Sure. Yeah, we can.
Wonderful.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Incredible.
Oh, thank you.
That was.
It was brilliant.
Absolutely.
It's such a wonderful morning listening to classical music here, Olga, for us in California over here. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for inviting, and thank you so much for giving the opportunity for me to share the music with the bigger audiences. That was my pleasure.
Thank you so
Our
much.
pleasure too, Olga. Thank you so much.
And if you need me again, it will be a pleasure to take part again next year.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you.
You're welcome. All the best.
We would love that. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So I'd like to move on to our next artist from the United Kingdom, Sean Sears. Are you here? I hope he's there. I know, he called in.
I'm here.
Hello, Sean.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just slightly off camera because yeah,
No worries.
I was
No worries.
songwriting in between listening and getting ideas. So yeah,
I'm going to introduce you a little bit if that's okay, and then I'll turn it over to you to say a few words, and then I'll share your video.
Go ahead. I'll just get why not? I'll get centralized whilst you're talking.
Okay. All right. So Sean Shears is a wheelchair-bound singer-songwriter with arthritis and cerebral palsy, initially introduced to music by his nan's out-of-tune piano and her record collection. Sean began writing songs from anything he could find, adapting his style for his disabilities just to get his ideas down. After many years of waiting for his condition to stabilize, Sean began taking his songs on the road with his childhood best friend Tim and Lewis, sometimes with an iPod or Tim on guitar, finding acceptance in both the LGBTQ communities and the offbeat mainstream open mics. With 4 EPs self-funded on iTunes worldwide, Sean has had critical acclaim as a songwriter, being compared to legends such as Leonard Cohen, and has been described as a life-affirming live act at the Edinburgh and Camden Fringes, earning opportunities for sets in Egypt and abroad as well, as support slots with the likes of The Darkness and Boomtown Rats, and guesting for Neil Finn of Crowded House. Sean likes to create an interactive one-off experience for the audience. He has been known to form impromptu bands. That's pretty amazing, Sean. Sean's artistic work is extensive, and his music reflects Sean's love for the unknown aspects of life, from writing cabaret musicals to helping others with disabilities achieve their goals in music and the arts. By helping in any way you can, Sean believes pride and a celebration of who you are is the first step to a fulfilled life. I just wanted to quickly add, Sean, that in addition to the fact that you want to support the artist, you and I, we've just met like a few weeks ago, and I already feel like I've known you for so long, and the effort that you've taken in coordinating, the artists from the UK, the dedication that you've shown, I'm totally impressed, and I really want to take a moment to thank you for
no worries. It's fine.
Thank you so much, Sean.
It's fine.
I'll turn it over to you.
That's not a problem. I was listening to the dignitaries earlier, and I made a few notes before I even talk about what I do, which is fairly insignificant, because part of what I do is like what Isaac was saying earlier from Africa about the structures, the ideological structures. A lot of these things, they need to go, and we need to keep, we need to kind of have that spirit that we want to, have that worldwide hit. Like one of our friends in Africa said earlier, it's good to have that ambition, and it's good to sort of recognize able-bodied artists on this platform as well, because it gives us the chance to exchange information. And if there's one thing I've learned from today, and especially seeing the interdisciplinary work with able-bodied people, is that once we start pulling back that curtain and revealing a little bit of our creative process, people themselves become less inhibited about disability. And and I think that's not just songwriting, but art in general is there to cause debate, it's there to make you think, but it's still also there to have fun. And it's our duty as artists as well, and as mentors, if some of us are mentors, to help those achieve whatever they deem as success. You know, we have different ideas of success, whether that's commercial success or other success.
Absolutely.
And I just feel like, you know, if you told me 10 years ago you would have gone to Edinburgh, you'd have done this, you'd have done that, you know, you'd have got the education that you've got as well, and, you know, got a master's degree, not that it matters much, but it's more the fact that we can, I feel that, you know, we can be more than one thing. We are all contradictions, like Ibsen said. And, you know, there's a sports person, there's this representation of us, there's so many representations. But I think throughout my work, it's important to illustrate that we are multifaceted people. And I do that through sometimes humor, through a lot of the time serious songs. But it's by raising that eyebrow of interest and that creating that moment of intrigue and that moment of connectivity with an audience, and talking to people like yourselves now and saying, look, you know, we need to you know, we all respect each other, and if we extend that to everybody else, then despite some prejudices, we will overcome, because we will have the broader minds to succeed. And that's what I think. So enjoy whatever song. You're probably going to play a really funny song of mine now, or something like that. And really nice words.
You know, I think what I'll do, Sean, is I will play the video, and then maybe perhaps after the video you can just briefly mention, you know, what the inspiration was. Only because in the interest of time, I think, you know, people might want to no, don't apologize. We should be apologizing. I think we're like a little behind, but, you know, thank you for your patience and all the others who are still, you know, waiting.
I'd like to thank all the dignitaries and everyone for
absolutely
all the artists, because they've all been amazing and they've opened my mind. So I've actually been sort of sitting here scribbling down ideas. So yeah,
wonderful.
That'll write a good song.
Yeah, so I think, you know, go ahead and share yours and let everyone enjoy. Hold on a second, please.
No, I apologize in advance for your ears.
Nah, not at all. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thank you, Lakshmi.
Songs. I still do not know the answer to that question, but it fascinates me, and tonight really has been quite wondrous in a strange sort of way. But this one's called Stand Tall, and I kind of wrote it about, I wanted it to be a really short social media kind of song if it needed to be, but longer if we needed it to be. But I think we focus way too much on crap. And I just come into my head, and I wrote it at like some odd hour in the morning, so we're just going to give it a go, and it's in an odd key. I like that. There's no fun anymore. funk meeting. I hear you got some good rhythm. Let's hear it for Tim. What sounds been whispered in the air that you refuse to hear? No one can say anything about it. No child can beat a monster's eye. Your friends are calling you loud. It's time to slip the skin. It's time to begin again. Count the flames as they get higher. Reinvent it, change your clothes. Reinvent it, what you've sown. Reinvent it, first stone. Reinvent it, 'cause your cover's blown. Reinvent it, reinvent, reinvent it, reinvent, reinvent it, 'cause you're the only one. You're the only one. Oh, how far did you think you've fallen? So far that you're losing power. So far that your friends don't power. How much do you think you're worth? Better loosen the strings on your purse. You can let the change as you come on down to earth. Reinvent it, change your clothes. Reinvent it, what you've sown. Reinvent it, as the first stone. Reinvent it, 'cause your cover's blown. Reinvent it, reinvent, reinvent it, reinvent, reinvent it, 'cause you're the only one. You're the only one. Oh, that's like one way street. You turn around, walk, give me your big heart. Now they can shine. Life's like a one way street. You turn around, walk, give me your big heart. Now they stand up or survive. And I say, reinvent me. You can get me. You can change my skin. Here I come again, reinventing. Mr. Tim Brancy on the guitar. Reinvent me. You can get me. You can change my skin. Oh. Reinvent me. You can get me. Here I come again. One more time. Let's hear you all go. Reinvent it, change your clothes. Reinvent it, what you've sown. Reinvent it, that's the first stone. Reinvent it, 'cause your cover's blown. Reinvent it, reinvent, reinvent it, reinvent, reinvent it, 'cause you're the only one. You're the only one.
Wow, excellent, Sean. Thank you so much for sharing this video with us.
Yeah, that was a night and a half. Yeah, that was a night and a half. That was a night that I actually put on for songwriters. I organised it for songwriters, specifically in Southampton at one of the oldest jazz clubs in England. And the way I got in there was I had a nervous breakdown. I had a breakdown due to my disabilities, and I ended up going there thinking it was an open mic night. It was going to be my last performance, and I was all ready to quit. So I said, I'm going to go out on the stage that, you know, all these jazz greats had been on. I thought, I'm going to quit now. And, you know, and it turned out to be a talent competition. And I got all the way to the final. and they were raising money for charity, and I got some good press, and I thought, I don't want this money. It doesn't feel right. So I just confessed to the crowd, I just want to do my song and go home to my cat. And from that, I've been friends with the organisers ever since, the owners ever since, and it's provided a platform for performers, songwriters and performers down here in Southampton, and platform for charities and stuff, and I'm really proud to be a part of that, because that's also helped fund part of my dream too, as well as help other people out. And yeah, I'm really proud of it. But yeah, that night was odd, and those two songs are strange because the first one took 5 minutes to write, and that was our first ever run through. And the second one took 15 years to
wow, that's amazing.
So, there's a story behind all of them. I just keep some in the locker. So it is what it is. And I think however you get to the end result, it doesn't really matter. It's the journey, and the journey continues with your art. The more people see it, and you have to just, you have to accept that and be gracious of the fact that you actually have a talent. So you should celebrate it, but be humble at the same time. It's a weird thing to do,
No, absolutely, Sean. Thank you so much for coming.
Can't wait till Monday.
For as long as you did. Yeah, thank you so much. I know you'll be joining us again on the 7th for the UK Day.
Well, we got some brilliant artists for you. We got some brilliant artists.
Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful, Sean.
Including John.
We're gonna thank Sean for his kind words and inspiring words, and also for the wonderful video. And we're going to move on to North America, because I have to say that the artists from North America have been waiting patiently right from the beginning. I truly appreciate that. Since we're running a little late, let's move on to Miss Christine. I want to give a little bit of an introduction to Miss Christine. Christine, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I had to find
Hi, hey, thank you so much for being so patient. I want to give you a quick introduction, and then I'll turn it over to you, Christine.
Sweet, see you later.
If I could request others to mute themselves, please. Christine's, this is from Christine's website. For as long as she's been able to talk, Miss Christine has never been afraid to speak her mind. At the age of 3, she got up in front of the March of Dimes saying, "My name is Christine."
I've been sitting here like a mug all this time, and you're just gonna...
I think someone needs to mute themselves. Sorry. My name is Christine, and I use a wheelchair, and now I'm going to eat my mac and cheese. That's what she said when she was growing up, proudly solidifying her role as a disabled advocate. Miss Christine, Christine is actually Miss Wheelchair California 2020. So we're like, it's a huge honor to have you here, Christine. And
oh my gosh,
beautiful.
Yeah, I got up early, did my face, all for you.
That's fabulous. I mean, I know you have a very long bio, but I'm going to read a few of your accomplishments and then turn it over to you.
Oh yeah, no, feel free to.
I think what I wanted to kind of point out was you're multifaceted, right? Maybe we can somewhat make it interactive. I know, you sing, you do sort of stand-up acts, theater. You also are an MC. Am I right? Would you like me to read, or would you like this to be just interactive? How would you like to do this, Christine?
Sorry. Sorry, I lost audio for a second.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So, I'm happy to read your bio, or turn it over to you, like we discussed, Christine, to kind of active. Is that okay? I mean, we would love to hear from you about your accomplishments. You're a very multi-talented and multifaceted personality.
Oh gosh.
I'd love to hear your inspiring words for the artists and everyone.
Oh, you're too sweet, too kind. So thank you to you, Ranjini, and to Lakshmi, and everybody at Wings Unlimited, SciArts, and SciArtsRus, sorry. I was absolutely floored and honored to be asked to give a few thoughts on this, and I apologize if my words are a little rambled. I'm not usually a morning person, so I've had my big cup of coffee.
I know what you mean. Neither am I.
Right. On that. So, but I mean, what an incredible, so much talent. I mean, who knew? You know, I pride myself in being, you know, pretty well aware of disabled groups and initiatives and organizations, but just seeing how far that talent ranges throughout the globe is events like this are just absolutely crucial to my platform as Miss Wheelchair California 2020, which happens to be the inclusion and promotion of people with disabilities in the arts and entertainment, and equitable representation, that is. So, you know, not just, you know, be a quote unquote token in films or adhering to certain stereotypes, but really letting disabled artists tell their stories in their unique voice, in their unique way. And I've seen so much of that today, and it's truly incredible. Let me know if you can't hear me at any point either.
Definitely can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So let's see. To the detriment of my parents, as it said in my bio, I've been speaking since I was like 18 months old, I think, and my first word was a sentence. So, and wow. it was mommy, sun in my eyes, and they're like, oh no, she's complaining. So this is going to be a great 18 plus years, right?
Right.
And so, contrary to what some people think, I was a bit of a wild child as a kid, and to channel all that energy, I got into theater at 6 years old. I come from my dad started performing at 16, theater, and went to UC Berkeley, and then joined a octet alumni group once he graduated. So it's sort of in my blood. At 6 years old, I went to go see Phantom of the Opera for my birthday instead of Chuck E. Cheese, like most normal 6-year-olds do, right? So I just grew up, you know, doing my own choreography to things and singing. And then I sort of graduated at 10 years old to the world of competitive wheelchair sports. So it's so brilliant that you're bringing like the Paralympics to life in this. It's kind of like my two big things in one event. So it was performing in a different way. You know, I was the voice in the court. And I did some public speaking, and then kind of after college is when I started my acting and performing again. So, you know, my talent is nowhere near some of the people we've seen today. So, you know, forgive me.
That's not true. I mean, it's amazing that, you know, you're like an artist and an athlete rolled up in one. It's amazing. It's truly inspiring. And, you know, I know that, you know, you possibly said, you know, if you were up to it, that you might even be able to sing a little live number for us. I leave it up to you. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, whenever you're ready, if you like, we can. I mean, I do have on a recorded video one of your songs, but if you sing live, and if you're up to it, we can do that, and then we can go straight to our theater routine.
Sure. Let me.
The comedy routine, yeah.
Yeah.
This is so
So
exciting.
All right, my voice teacher had a recording on that she made up for me.
I love the tiara, by the way.
So as a queen, you have to have more than one tiara because these break, contrary to what you see in the movies. They break real quick. On that. Okay, so let me cue this up. I'm going to unplug my headphones and see if the audio can come through the computer instead so you guys can hear the accompaniment and all that. All right. Sorry, give me 1 second. I thought I had it.
You've been waiting patiently.
All queued up. I was waiting here long enough. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No? Yeah. Hold on.
Would you like me to play your
Maybe you want to play the video while I get the sound?
So why don't I do that? I'll share the video, and then when you're ready, we can go to the live. Is that okay?
Oh, you can hear me. I can hear you now. Perfect. Sorry.
Okay. So are you ready then? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Let me.
Go ahead.
All right. So this song, if you're familiar with the movie The Greatest Showman, it's from that. It's called "This Is Me," and I thought it was just a great sort of anthem for
absolutely
today. So, come back.
I think I can't wait.
Yes, sorry.
No pressure.
All right. Okay, and forgive me. I have an abridged version, so I'm going to be looking at some of the words. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. Learn to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. For we are glorious. The sharpest words want to cut me down. Gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. For Friday, past today, I won't let the shame sink in. Bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's what we've become. Let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Gonna drown them out. Bruised. I'm who I'm meant to be.
This is me.
Awesome, Christine.
Sorry.
Thank you. It was indeed so appropriate for, you know, our platform. So thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Listening, you know, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to share the video of your, you know, comedy routine. And then if time permits, we'll go back to our recorded song.
Sure.
But is that okay?
Yeah.
Before I went there, would it be possible for you to please briefly just kind of mention what the context of that clip that we are playing is, you know, what the theme was on the comedy routine, just a brief introduction as to what topic or theme is on that for the benefit
Sure.
of our
So I was asked pre-pandemic to be part of this comedy troupe called Running with Glitter, and they would do a couple, you know, shows I didn't get to perform in live. And, you know, they got together and thought, how can we, you know, still practice our craft and artistry, you know, online. And so people way more talented than me got together, and they had written a bunch of skits, just shorter skits. So I think the two, one of them that is me and another girl, it's about contact tracing in terms of, you know, COVID-19 and the pandemic. And then another one about the struggles of Zoom meetings and, you know, people popping in and out. So we thought it was very topical. So it was just sort of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's very appropriate even for this meeting.
Right. I mean, you're dealing with time zones, and this is, you know, this was all the same area.
Absolutely.
So, and we
Yeah,
still,
totally. You know, can't wait. I'm going to share that really quick. Thank you, Christine, for that live performance as well.
Sure.
Hold on a second. I do this a couple of times every time. And I'm going to go kind of straight to the to our comedy routine. Are you all able to hear it?
Yeah, we can.
Hi, Tracy?
Hi, yes, hello.
Hi, my name's Sydney. I work in Dr. Ross's office. So it says here that you took a COVID test yesterday.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little under the weather.
Okay. So we don't have the results back yet, but we thought it would be a good precaution just to see who you may have been in contact with the last couple of days. So we're just going to go over that, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So have you been practicing social distancing?
Yes, I am usually a very social person, but I'm really proud of myself. I've been really diligent these past few weeks.
Okay, so that's great to hear. Just in case, we're going to go over the last 10 days. So have you seen anyone recently?
Oh, well, yeah, Clara came over on Thursday, and she did come inside just for a little bit, but just to see my cat.
Okay, well, we recommend that you meet people outside, but since it was just one person, then I guess that's, you know.
Oh, and she brought her boyfriend, Oscar, and his roommate, Steve.
Tracy, the whole point of social distancing is to minimize your contact points with other people.
No, I know. I'm taking it seriously. It's just my cat is really cute, and I didn't want to exclude anyone.
That's okay. 3 people isn't that bad. So anybody else you've seen?
Oh, I hosted a small dinner party on Saturday night.
How many people were there?
Let me see. My sister Karen and her husband Brett, and his college roommate Lamar. Oh, Lamar's coworker Rita. Rita was so great. Rita's ex-boyfriend Marcus. Marcus's gym buddy Amit. Oh, and Amit brought 5 people that he met on Reddit, arguing about Dragon Ball Z storylines, because the more the merrier. Am I right?
Nope. Nope. Not the more the merrier. This is a pandemic, Tracy. You told me you were taking this seriously, yet you had your boyfriend and his roommate over to visit your cat. And then you had a dinner party with like 15 people, most of whom you don't even know.
Well, I know them now.
That is not the point. The point is you put those people's lives in potential danger.
I know. It's just I'm used to being around a lot of people. I'm sorry. I'm really trying.
Tracy, try harder.
I know. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. I didn't have any more large gatherings at my house.
Okay, that's good to hear. And wait. Have you had any other non-large gatherings?
Well, I kept my Sunday night orgy to only 6 people.
All right, well, that was a productive meeting.
Indeed.
Well, see you Monday?
See you Monday.
Ah, so many meetings. Geez, I'm just gonna kick back. Am I still on? Oh. Hey, it's a staircase. Do the robo, do the robo. Oh, God. Sure hope the big boss Stanley didn't see that. Ugh, Stanley, what a controlling a-hole. And what's up with his external camera being that low? It looks like he's staring at everyone's boobs. Oh, was that me? Tonight, we're answering the age-old question. If a fart happens on Zoom and no one's around to hear it, did it actually happen? Oh, Margot, hi.
Nice fart.
Oh, God.
Hey, so it's happy hour time.
Oh, what? No, that's next week.
I stand corrected. Happy hour is next week. See you Monday.
Margot, I cannot believe she made partner and I didn't. She is a total alcoholic.
I totally heard that. Gotta go.
Rob? What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I was just going to use some of the virtual backgrounds for my cosplay. I saw your robot. Do you ever cosplay?
What? No. Have you been on this call too?
Yeah, since the meeting ended. You should really check the non-video participants.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey, Olivia. Rob?
Janine, have you been here the whole time?
Yeah, I stayed on the call. I'm using the office's unlimited Zoom account for my date tonight.
Your date?
Yeah, I don't have a pro. And Olivia, so true what you said about Stanley. It does always look like he's looking at our boob.
Janine, he might still be on the call.
Let's check the non-video participants. Yup, Stanley's still signed on, as is most of the firm. I'll be right back. I forgot my lightsaber.
Oh, hi, Margot.
So, Olivia, thought about what you said, and I'm really sorry that I made partner and you didn't, but I have you to thank for something. I'm going to do something about my drinking.
Okay, well,
Yeah, Dr. Kuznetsov will be here any minute.
What?
Hello, Margot. I see you have brought some friends. Did you arrange for your own intervention?
I called the big boss a controlling a-hole, and he probably heard it, and I'm probably getting fired.
Oh, it sounds like you have big problem, Olivia. It's okay, I give you my information in chat.
Hey, Doc, this is my session.
Okay, well, maybe we take this to someplace more private.
Oh, hey, Nick. Olivia, this is my date, Nick. We met on Bumble 3 hours ago.
Nick?
Hey, Olivia. I saw that staircase. It's gotten a lot better since we were together.
What? You've been on this call too? And you're Janine's date?
Wait, you two used to date?
Oh, hello, sweetie. Hi.
Mom, how did you even get on this call?
Well, I wanted to visit my lawyer daughter. You know, your brother Tim's still living in the basement. Can you believe that? At least I have one kid with a job. Anyway. Oh, Nicholas. Oh, I didn't know you'd be on the call too. Oh, Olivia. Nick was such a good guy. Why couldn't you hold on to him?
Nick, let's find another Zoom room.
Hi, Stanley.
Hello, Olivia.
Oh, what's up with this schlub? Our eyes are up here, mister.
Mom, this is Stanley, my boss.
I've heard everything on this call, and I want to say, Olivia, that robo dance and that fart were bold moves. And that's what we need here at this law firm. We need bold attorneys. Congratulations, Olivia. You've just made partner.
Oh, honey, I'm so proud. Oh.
Thank you so much, Christine, for sharing this video with us. You know, it was really great to get to know your talents, the multiple talents that you have. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope in the future we can work together as well in one of our other events.
I would love that.
Thank you, Christine. And we want to go to Rachel Greider. Rachel, thank you so much for waiting so patiently. You know, if Rachel is still here, I'd like to introduce her really quickly. You know, Rachel is actually a soprano. She brings great depth of spirituality and musicality to her performances, allowing audiences to experience a sense of connectivity and community through music. Her work as a performer seeks to inspire others to access new perspectives, reach deeper understandings, and fulfill their greatest potential. Rachel actually is also, I believe, the Vice President of the National Federation of the Blind. You know, in concert, Rachel has been seen as a soprano soloist for Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, Handel's Messiah, in addition to returning to CSU Stanislaus as a guest soloist for the performance of Steve Reich's music for 18 musicians. She has a very impressive bio, friends. You know, what I'd like to do in the interest of time, and because Rachel's been waiting for so long, is actually bring her online to speak with her for a couple of minutes and share her video. Rachel, if you're still there, you know, please, would you like to come online and say hello to us?
Hi, guys, and thank you very much for having me tonight, or today, this morning. I am also, just one correction, I'm the Vice President of the National Federation of the Blind of California, not the entire NFB. Yeah, so I am blind. I have gotten my degrees in music, in voice performance and music theory. I've gotten my master's at Peabody Conservatory in Baltimore. I'm now living in California, and I haven't been doing a whole lot of performing in the last few years. Actually, I've been teaching a lot. And something that COVID-19 has sort of done for me, as far as it's caused me to realize that I need to be singing more and performing more. So I made a YouTube channel a few months ago and started to put some stuff out. And I'm not entirely sure what you're planning on playing of mine today, but hope, you know, it's something off of my YouTube channel, and none of it is super professional recorded, but you know, we'll do our best.
You have an incredible voice, and and Rachel is going to be back on the 5th with us when you're featuring the talents from North America. I did see your YouTube channel, Rachel. It's incredible. I mean, I was actually playing it for my children, and we were like listening to it, like last weekend, over breakfast and enjoying it. So thank you for that.
Oh,
I'm going to share your video really quick. And I want everyone to enjoy this. I think you will as well. One thing I wanted to mention, Rachel, thank you so much for also, putting a lot of your friends in touch with our initiative. A lot of them have reached out, and looking forward to this collaboration with you and the NSB. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are you able to see here?
Yeah, we can.
They heard his voice, they saw his face, the promised Savior come to earth in days long past. They saw him heal the sick and cause the lame to stand. They watched as winds and waves were stilled at his command, and though I did not see him calm the raging sea, his hand has calmed my troubled heart, and I believe. They heard his voice, they saw his face, they heard his teachings of forgiveness, love, and faith. He blessed their little ones, he taught them how to pray, he fed the multitude who hungered by the way, and though I did not taste the bread he bade them eat, his word is manna to my soul, and I believe. They saw him scourged and mocked to scorn. They heard the angry crowd, they saw him crowned with thorns. They watched him bend beneath our burden in the streets. They saw the bitter nails that pierced his hands and feet. And though I was not there to watch with them at Calvary, victory o'er the grave. And though I did not see his triumph over death, though I did not see him draw immortal breath, I know he lived and died and lives again for me. My faith is sure. I have not seen, yet I believe. A poor wayfaring man of grief hath often crossed me on my way, who sued so humbly for relief that I could never answer nay. I had not power to ask his name, where to he went, or whence he came. But there was something in his eye that won my love. I knew not why. Once when my scanty meal was spread, he entered not a word he spake, just perishing for want of bread. I gave him all he blessed it break, then
Wow, that's unbelievable. Thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing those videos with us. You have an exceptionally great voice.
Well, thank you.
And, you know, to everyone who's tuned in and listening, you can listen to more of Rachel's songs and, you know, solo performances on the 5th when we feature her as part of the North American Talents. Thank you, Rachel, again. And, you know, we're going to our last artist of the day, last but definitely not the least, from Canada. This is Chirodeep Chakraborty. A little quick introduction to Chirodeep. From a young age, Chirodeep showed great talents in the arts, whether it was drumming, painting, drawing, or singing. His family supported and encouraged his diverse passions for the arts, which led to a degree in visual arts from George Brown College. Growing up in a musical Bengali family, Chirodeep's affinity for the arts is evident. He was a natural singer, artist, and could easily remember and replay a tune or rhythm of a song, nurtured by a love of both Bengali and Bollywood music. Despite struggling with a speech issue, music remained the one language he could speak flawlessly, and he overcame all odds. Chirodeep started his formal training in Hindustani classical music, later in college under the guidance of Narendra Dattarji, and later pursued further voice training from Brian Lakchak of Toronto. His soulful renditions have won the hearts of many in the Toronto Bengali community. Chirodeep's inspiration and muse in music has been Bollywood playback icons like Kishore Kumar, Sonu Nigam, and more recently Arijit Singh. Coming to Canada from India, Chirodeep also fell in love with Western jazz and rock music, with bands like Linkin Park being his favorite for many years. In recent years, he has been a fan of Ed Sheeran. In his spare time, Chirodeep loves to travel and explore other countries. You know, Chirodeep's mother and Chirodeep, you know, send in their wishes today because they had another appointment, so they couldn't attend our meeting. But without further ado, I'd like to share Chirodeep's video really quickly. He has a beautiful, beautiful, flawless voice. I also want to thank Rajashri Ji for introducing me to Chirodeep and his family.
आंचल से तेरे बंधे दिल उड़ रहा है सुनो ना समानो कि ये नजारे कुछ भी नहीं है आगे तुम्हारे आज इस दिल पे मेरे राज तुम्हारा ताज तुम्हारा सुनो न संग मरमर कि ये मीनारे कुछ भी नहीं है आगे तुम्हारे आज इस दिल पे मेरे राज तुम्हारा ताज तुम्हारा सुनो न संग मर कि ये मीनारे
Wow. What a wonderful way to end this beautiful festival today in dedication of
I know.
Day of Disabled Persons. Oh my goodness.
It was a kind of mixed bag of all, I mean, art, I think art of every form within had today.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we're so fortunate to be able to feature, you know, artists both from the visual and performing art space globally, and so thankful to the dignitaries who also attended. And I want to thank the artists that stayed for so long, you know, right from the beginning, right, Lakshmi?
I think, Muni